Hello everybody and welcome to WCBN Sports Broadcast of Michigan Baseball. I'm Austin Falco here at the Will Pond Baseball Softball Complex and Ray Fisher Stadium for a matchup between the 13th ranked Michigan Wolverines and the 10th ranked Oklahoma Sooners. This is the second game of a three-game series, and it'll be Ryan Newtoff taking the mound for the Wolverines. Newtoff coming off a great outing last time out against Illinois last week Saturday. He went 6 innings, only gave up 1 hit. He walked 4, but struck out 2, didn't allow a run as the Wolverines found to one-hit Illinois. They'll be looking to do the same thing today, but will not have an easy task in front of them with the powerful Oklahoma lineup. That Oklahoma lineup for you. Leading off for the Sooners is the center fielder Ben Hollis. Batting second and playing second is Jack Flansburgh. The catcher Rene Martinez bats in the 3-hole. The right fielder Steele Walker bats fourth. Austin O'Brien, the first baseman, is in the 5 spot. Batting sixth is the designated hitter for the Sooners on the day, Riley Ware. Cade Harris, the third baseman, bats 7th. Dominic DiRenzo plays left field today. He bats 8th. And rounding out the order in the 9th spot is the shortstop, Brandon Zaragoza. And as we mentioned, they will face Ryan Newtoff. Newtoff on the season, a 5.02 ERA. He's 3-1 in 8 starts. Over 43 innings pitched. He struck out 41, only walked 20. And to begin the ball game today, he will face the center fielder Ben Hollis. Hollis, the left-handed hitting senior, steps up to the plate, and we're ready for some baseball here in Ann Arbor. Newtoff fires. This one just off the outside corner for a ball. It's 1-0, and first pitch today comes across at 4:01 p.m. And as always here at Ray Fisher Stadium, it's a sunny 70 degrees. Second pitch from Newtoff catches the outside corner this time, evens the count up at 1-1. Newtoff, the Wolverine right-hander, stands up there at 6'2", 185 pounds. Rocks and fires the 1-1 pitch. This one's fouled on the left field line over the Wolverine bullpen and out of play. Brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter Hollis. The 1-2 pitch now. Just off the outside corner again to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Wolverine alignment for you is what we've come to normally see out of this Wolverine lineup is the 2-2 pitch from Newtoff. Misses high and away for a ball. Counts run full, 3-2. In the outfield from left to right is Miles Lewis, Johnny Slater, and Jonathan Engelman. Left side of the infield is Drew Lugbauer, Michael Berdar. Right side is Akeo Thomas and Jake Bivens, with Harrison Wenson catching for Newtoff. As the 3-2 pitch is fouled off near that Wolverine bullpen again. We'll do it again at 3-2. Hollis batting .286 on the season for the Sooners. Waits the payoff pitch here. This one is tapped up the middle. It'll be Akeo Thomas ranging towards the bat, makes the play on the run to record the out at first base. A nice play there by Akeo Thomas, ranging to his right towards that second base bag. Almost made a bit of an underhand-like toss. He was on the run there as the diminutive second baseman retires Hollis, and there's 1 out in the top of the first inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Jack Flansburgh, for the Sooners. Flansburgh, another left-handed hitter to lead off, or to start off the lineup here for Oklahoma against the right-hander Newtoff. First pitch there is swung at, a big swing there by Flansburgh and missed. Count is no balls, 1 strike. Flansburgh on the season, tremendous patience, 30 walks on the season. This pitch misses just outside to him. Going to even the count up at 1-1. So right on cue, talking about his patience, he's able to lay off a pitch that didn't miss by much off the outside corner. The 1-1 pitch here. This one is hit high in the air to left field. Lewis giving chase near the line. He will have room to make the grab for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here so far in the top of the first inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Rene Martinez. Martinez batting a very impressive .345 on the season. Leads the Oklahoma Sooners along with the next batter, Steele Walker, both batting a .345 on the season. No doubt both trying to break that tie today with a couple of hits. As this one is going to hit Martinez on the elbow. The very first pitch of the at-bat, he will take his base. And there's now a runner on first with 2 outs in the top of the first inning for the Sooners. And that'll bring up the aforementioned Steele Walker. Walker, the right fielder for the Sooners. Another left-handed bat after the righty Martinez saw only 1 pitch and got clipped with it. Newtoff sets for the first pitch here. This one misses high and away for a ball. Count is 1-0 on Walker. Walker on the season tied for the team lead. A 3-way tie for the team lead with 5 home runs. As that one misses just outside for a ball, brings the count to 2 balls and no strikes. A 3-way tie there between the runner on first, Martinez, and the man on deck, Austin O'Brien, all with 5 home runs on the year. 2-0 pitch here. Misses high for a ball. It's 3-0. The Sooners an extremely patient team all across the board. None of them quite as patient as Jack Flansburgh drawing those 30 walks, but a lot of double-digit walk numbers similar to the Wolverines. Walker himself has 16 on the year. And he swings and misses there to bring the count to 3-1. So not taking on 3-0. Trying to do some damage there with that hack. And he can do some damage. Along with the aforementioned 5 homers, also has 10 doubles and 3 triples on the year. 3-1 pitch here. Bit of a half-hearted swing by Walker, but a swing nonetheless. Evens the count up at 3-2. Nice pitch there by Newtoff to throw Walker off. Walker was a little behind it, and by the time he was halfway through his swing, realized it and didn't bother finishing. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one is hit foul and out of play. To the left side, it's going to be off of Yost Iserine over here to our left. Count's going to remain 3-2. And with 3-2 and 2 outs, Martinez was moving on that last pitch. He will be moving here again with another 3-2 upcoming from Newtoff to Walker. Here it comes. That one's grounded through the hole on the left side that had been vacated by Berdar. Runner should have tried for third. He will get there. Martinez goes first to third on a single by Walker. And there are runners at the corners with 2 down now for Austin O'Brien. Berdar had vacated the spot over where he would normally stand at shortstop, moving over just about at the second base bag with a pull hitter and Walker up from the left side. End up paying the price there as Walker went the other way and shot it through the gap to keep the inning alive here for the Sooners, trying to get out to a nice early lead. Austin O'Brien, the right-handed hitting first baseman, steps in there. Double pickoff move from Newtoff. Both runners back without a throw. O'Brien yesterday with a big home run. Really a towering shot over the left field wall, that tall brick wall out there. First pitch to him misses inside for a ball, 1-0. And just to correct what I was saying earlier, that was only his 4th home run of the season. So he is in second behind the 2 runners on base, Martinez and Walker. The 1-0 pitch to him. This one just misses inside again. Gonna bring the count to 2 balls and no strikes. O'Brien on the year batting .326, really the middle of this Oklahoma Sooner order. Very potent. Coming into the game, you had Walker and Martinez both batting at .345. O'Brien here at .326, and the hitter on deck, designated hitter on deck, Briley Wares, batting .336 himself. So once you get into that middle of the Oklahoma Sooner order, everybody in there can do some damage. Reminiscent of the Wolverines lineup that we'll see in the bottom half of the innings today. After a brief conference from Wenson, Newtoff's ready for the 2-0 pitch. This one is fouled. A late swing there, off to the right side and out of play. Going to bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on O'Brien. O'Brien yesterday, one of only 2 hitters with multiple hits for Oklahoma in the game. The off-speed pitch misses just a bit high here. Going to bring the count to 3-1. And as O'Brien showed in his 2-for-3 day with that booming home run, he can do some damage, so Newtoff wants to be careful here on this 3-1 pitch. This one's a fastball. It catches the inside corner. Brings the count full at 3-2. The 3rd full count already in the inning for Newtoff. He's sitting at 23 pitches already. Here comes his 24th breaking pitch. O'Brien able to stay back and foul it out of play to the right side. We'll do it again here at 3-2. Walker, the runner on first, moving with the pitch. Martinez, the runner on third, not doing so. So there is no force on him. Another 3-2 pitch. This one is bounced towards the hole on the left side. Bernard makes a play really deep in the hole. But he is going to have no throw to first, and Oklahoma gets on the board here early on an infield single by Austin O'Brien. They're up 1-0 in the top of the 1st inning. O'Brien, just a little chopper to the left side. Bernard made a really nice play to get into the hole and prevent Walker from going first to third like we saw Martinez do. He actually fired back to second to try to get Walker straggling off, but Walker was able to get back in without any real threat. That'll bring up Bradley Ware, the designated hitter. He takes the first pitch high for a ball. 1-0. Ware, designated hitter for the Oklahoma Sooners today, was 0 for 4 yesterday. The 1-0 pitch from Newtoff. This one is in on his hands. It's fouled off to the right side over the Oklahoma dugout. Not a play. Evens count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Newtoff, a little bit of early trouble here. Runners on first and second, already given up a run. There are 2 outs in the inning, so looking to get out of it here by retiring Ware. No easy task. This one is in there for a strike with the fastball. Brings the count to 1-2. Ware on the season, only 11 strikeouts. Very good at staying in there and staying alive with 2 strikes. Newtoff sets, and the 1-2 pitch. This one is fouled straight back to the screen behind home plate. We'll do it again at 1-2. Ware, just a sophomore, which makes that .336 batting average all the more impressive as he stands in there for the 1-2 pitch. This one is lined into left field for a base hit. Lewis coming in, boots the ball, gets past him. 1 run is going to be in to score. The other one being waved around. Bernard cuts the throw off, throws home as the runner chases back to third. Walker scored from second. O'Brien almost scored from first on the plays. Third base coach held up extremely late as he was already rounding the bag. But on an RBI single by Bradley Ware, Oklahoma now leads 2-0 here in the top of the 1st inning. Should be a single, perhaps moving up on an error, as Lewis was in good position to field it and possibly throw home to cut down the runner, Walker. Instead, the ball got in on him, got up into his stomach, and bounced past him. See, first pitch here to Cade Harris. misses low and in for a ball, 1-0. Get the official scoring for you in a minute, but it looks to be an RBI single by Briley Ware. He stands on second now. O'Brien over at third. Breaking pitch here, misses low and in again. Brings the count to 2 balls and no strikes on the third baseman, Harris. Berdar gonna walk to the mound to have a brief conference with his pitcher, Newtoff, and Wenson looks like he's gonna come out and join him. So Oklahoma here getting it done with 2 outs in the inning after leadoff hitter Hollis and the second baseman, Jack Flansburgh, both made outs to start the inning. A hit by pitch by Rene Martinez, and then 3 straight hits, 3 straight singles by Steele Walker, Austin O'Brien, and Briley Ware have Oklahoma on top 2-0 here in the top of the first. Already matching their output from yesterday, as Michigan was able to take that one by a score of 5-2. 2-0 pitch here to Harris, gets past Wenson after bouncing in the dirt. It's going to be another run coming home to score, and Oklahoma now leads 3-0 over the Wolverines. Just a poor pitch there by Newtoff, and a rare ball getting past Harrison Wenson with a runner on third. Normally extremely solid behind the plate there. Probably will go down as a wild pitch, and it does indeed. The ball bounced in the dirt. The count is 3-0 though on the hitter, Cade Harris. This pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Brings the count to 3-1. And if you're Newtoff at this point, you just have to strand that runner on third. Can't let Oklahoma put up a 4 spot in the top of the first inning. 3-1 pitch misses low for a ball. That's a walk to Cade Harris. Runners now at the corners for Dominic Dorenzo. Newtoff visibly upset on the mound. After allowing that last wild pitch, he slammed the ball down a bit when he was getting it back from the catcher, Wenson. And still does not look very comfortable out there. It'll be Dominic Dorenzo here, the left fielder for the Sooners, stepping in, the chance to widen the lead. First pitch to him is in there for a strike at the knees. See Sooner fans in attendance, a solid contingent of Sooner fans making the trip. Do not agree with the call from home plate umpire Stephen Linton. 0-1 pitch here from Newtoff. Swing at and missed by Dorenzo. Brings the count to 0-2. For Newtoff to get a strikeout here would go a long way. Not only getting that out to get out of the inning, but getting a strikeout, ending it authoritatively. And he does get the strikeout here as a swing and miss from Dominic Dorenzo sets down the Sooners, but not before they score 3 in the top of the first inning. After 1/2 inning here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score is Oklahoma 3, Michigan 0. You are listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball. So after we saw Michigan hop out to a 3-0 lead in the first yesterday, it's Oklahoma doing the same today. Able to score 3, all of them with 2 outs. Very impressive job there by that Sooner lineup. An equally impressive Wolverine lineup on the other side. As it's come to be accustomed from head coach Eric Bakich, the lineup looks as follows. It'll be a K.O. Thomas, the second baseman, leading off for the Wolverines. Center fielder Johnny Slater bats second. Michael Berdar is the shortstop in the 3-hole for Michigan. Batting fourth, the big third baseman Drew Lugbauer. Miles Lewis, left fielder, bats fifth. Jake Bivens bats sixth and plays first base. The designated hitter for the day is Nick Poirier. He bats seventh. Right fielder Jonathan Engelman bats eighth. And rounding out the lineup is the senior catcher for the Wolverines, Harrison Wenson. Today they'll go up against Oklahoma right-handed pitching freshman Nathan Wiles. Wiles, 11 appearances on the year, 5 starts. He has a 2.61 ERA and has a 4-1 record. Over his 31 innings pitched, he struck out 28, only walked 7. Opponents are hitting 268 against the freshman right-hander. For Oklahoma, their defensive alignment looks as follows. It's Dominic DiRenzo, Ben Hollis, and Steele Walker in the outfield from left to right. The left side of the infield is Harris and Zaragoza. The right side is Flansburgh and O'Brien, and it's Martinez catching for Wiles. K.O. Thomas takes his stride to the plate. We should begin action here in the bottom of the first inning. Wolverines looking to answer the 3 spot put up by Oklahoma in the top half of the frame. Thomas, the diminutive right-handed hitter for the Wolverines, stands in there and takes the first pitch from Wiles for a strike. Count is 0-1. Wiles, a very large freshman, stands at 6'5", 240 out of Overland Park, Kansas. His second pitch to K.O. Thomas misses low, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thomas on the season, batting .341 for the Wolverines. Leads the team. He fouls this one off to the Oklahoma dugout. It brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thomas also leading the team in on-base percentage with a .466 clip. Really impressive job there done by the Wolverine leadoff hitters, but he's got his work cut out for him here as he's down 1-2 in the count to Wiles. Big right-hander winds up and fires. This one misses low for a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2. Wiles gets his sign, gets on the mound pretty quickly. K.O. Thomas stalling perhaps a little bit there as he steps in now in the 2-2 pitch. This one is bounced towards third. The third baseman, Harris, over to make the play, but it's in foul territory. The count will remain 2-2. Thomas, 16 strikeouts on the season. The third least in the Wolverine lineup today. See, 2-2 pitch. A breaking ball misses just low. Nice job there by K.O. Thomas to hold off and run the count full 3-2. Thomas really wanted to bite at that one. The arm started to come forward, but the bat held well back. No real check swing there. Payoff pitches. Bounce foul back to the screen. We'll do it again here at 3-2. So Thomas, after falling behind in the count 1-2, doing a nice job here. Just run the count full, foul off a pitch, and we'll see another payoff pitch here from Wiles. This one is lined into left field for a base hit. K.O. Thomas leading off the bottom half of the first inning with a single for the Wolverines. And they're in business trying to answer Oklahoma's 3 runs from the top of the first. Looking to continue that good work is the center fielder, Johnny Slater. Slater, the left-handed hitting center fielder for the Wolverines. Had an 0 for 3 day yesterday, but drew a walk and came around to score a run. Looking to get on base here, start a rally for the Wolverines. First pitch he sees from Wiles, misses low and outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. Slater steps 1 foot out of the batter's box now. Steps in here in the 1-0 pitch from Wiles. This one is bounced to the right side. The first baseman, O'Brien, makes the play, fires to second for 1. The throw first, not in time, as Slater beats out the relay throw. But the Sooners cut down the lead runner in a K.O. Thomas at second base. There's 1 out in the inning now, and a runner on first for the shortstop, Michael Berdard. Slater reaching on a fielder's choice. Puts the Wolverines in the same situation he was just in, except with one out this time. Shortstop Michael Berdar now striding to the plate. Berdar yesterday, a 1-for-4 day against the Sooners. The right-hander crouches low in that batter's box. And the first pitch from Wiles catches the inside corner for a strike. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Berdar. Berdar batting .312 on the season. On base percentage sits at .390. Second pitch now from Wiles is on its way. This one misses low for a ball. He wants to count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wiles, very intimidating presence out there on the mound. Said he stands at 6'5", 240. He comes set for the 1-1 pitch. This one misses low for a ball. Count is now 2-1. Berdar definitely one of the hitters in this Wolverine lineup with the best eyes on the team. 17 walks and just 12 strikeouts on the season. 2-1 pitch here from Wiles. Slater fakes taking off and goes back to first. That one's fouled back behind the plate, not a play. Even the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Wolverine senior shortstop. Inexperienced freshman Wiles on the mound. Very experienced senior in Berdar at the plate. The 2-2 pitch now. This one is grounded towards third. The third baseman Harris makes a nice play, fires to second for 1. The relay throw is not going to be in time. So a couple times in the inning, Oklahoma able to get the lead runner and cut him down, but not able to complete the double play. This time Slater cut down at second. Berdar reaches first on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the powerful third baseman, Drew Lugbauer. Lugbauer yesterday hitting his 10th home run of the season, the first Wolverine hitter to double digits. Just a blast into that left center field gap. First pitch he sees today is inside for a ball, 1-0. With that 2-run homer yesterday, Lugbauer up to 44 RBIs. Coming into the weekend, he was tied for 10th in the nation in runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch to him. Bounces in the dirt for a ball. 2-0 now on the big third baseman. So we've got a matchup now between the big freshman out there at 6'5", 240, Nathan Wiles, and at the plate is a 6'3", 220 junior in Lugbauer. 2-0 pitch. Big swing there by Lugbauer. Tipped into the glove of Martinez. Count is now 2-1. Lugbauer up to 298 batting on the season. Waits this 2-1 pitch from Wiles. He'll have to wait, though, as Wiles attempts to pick off throw to first base. A half-hearted toss over there as Berdar able to get back standing. Lugbauer yesterday, in addition to that big home run, also tacked on another hit. 2-1 pitch to him is grounded through the right side for a base hit. Berdar's going to try to go first to third. The throw to third is cut off. And just as Oklahoma started their rally, there are runners at the corners with 2 outs, bringing up Miles Lewis. Lugbauer able to just hook that one into right field. Bring up the switch hitting left fielder for the Wolverines, Miles Lewis. Lewis batting from the left side against the righty Wiles. With a runner in scoring position now, a chance to put a run on the board here in the first as the Wolverines trail Oklahoma 3-0. Wiles comes set for the first pitch to Lewis. This pitch is lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to be an RBI single for Miles Lewis as Lugbauer stops at second. The Wolverines cut their deficit down to 3-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Lewis wasting no time at all, hopping on the first pitch he sees from Wild, depositing it into right center field for the second Wolverine hit, or rather the third Wolverine hit and the first Wolverine RBI of the day. That'll be up to Jake Bivens, the first baseman, trying to keep this rally going with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Bivens coming off an 0 for 3 day yesterday, did pick up an RBI on the day. He stands in there, and the first pitch he sees from Wild is in there for a strike. Cattles on no balls and 1 strike on the first baseman for Michigan. Bivens on the season, batting .248. He does have a .405 on base percentage, thanks to 20 walks, as well as a team-leading 12 hit-by pitches. Second pitch he sees misses for a ball. He must count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. As Wild sets. The 1-1 pitch to Bivens. Squares around a bunt but pulls back. This one's called a strike anyway. Count is now 1-2. So Bivens perhaps seeing that the corner's playing back, and Harris at third and O'Brien at first, trying to lay one down and keep the rally going. Instead, didn't get a pitch to his liking. It looked like a breaking ball from Wiles. Not the best pitch to bunt when you're up there. And he's down the count now, 1-2. Wiles trying to get out of the inning here. The 1-2 pitch. This one misses well high for a ball. Evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Junior Bivens steps in there in the left-handed batter's box. Stares out at Wiles, who steps off. Looking to reset here before a 2-2 pitch. 2-2, 2 outs here. Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. We're in the bottom of the first with Oklahoma leading 3-1. Wild sets and the pitch. This one is lined up the middle. A play made by Zaragoza. He drops the ball trying to throw. And now Lugbauer caught up between third and home. He slides safe at home. Now throwing down to third as Lewis gets over to third. What a play there. It was the shortstop Zaragoza ranging towards the middle and make a play. He fielded it. Looked like he was going to be able to record the out and end the inning. Said he dropped the ball, exchanging it from glove to hand. Lugbauer kept chugging around third, got caught halfway. The throw came home after Lugbauer broke for home. And a great slide by Lugbauer to reach his hand around the tag from Martinez at home plate to score. Meanwhile, Lewis went first to third on the play. And I believe it's going to be possibly an RBI single there for Jake Bivens. Nonetheless, Wolverines cutting into that lead just a little bit more. Now only trail 3-1, or 3-2 rather, on Oklahoma. It will indeed go down as an RBI single for Jake Bivens. Any extra advancing is advanced on the throw. As the designated hitter Nick Poirier steps in now and takes the first pitch he sees outside for a ball, 1-0. Just a hectic play out there. A lot going on, a lot of different throws. It's for a ball that barely left the infield. The 1-0 pitch to Poirier will have to wait as the pickoff throw goes to first base. Bivens dives back in safely. So after we saw Oklahoma put up 3 runs in the first after 2 outs, the Wolverines have put up 2 of their own after 2 outs. Trail now only 3-2. 1-0 pitch to Poirier, line down the left field line and foul into the Wolverine bullpen. Counts even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Poirier coming off a 1 for 3 day yesterday in which he drove in a run. He's also hit by a pitch. He stands in there waiting the 1-1 pitch. Swung at and missed on a high fastball from Wiles. Gonna bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boy, chasing one out of the zone there. After a nice high fastball there by Wiles. It's just too much for him to take. Now behind the count 1-2. Wiles sets. Waits for a second, now fires. Going on the play is Bivens. He'll get into second without a throw. Looked like he was trying to bait a throw there from Martinez. Martinez faked it. And their runners now at second and third with 2 outs. That pitch missed outside to Poirier and evens count off at 2-2. Poirier with the base hit here could give the Wolverines a lead potentially. Wiles will look to get out of the inning here as he sets for the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low and away for a ball. Counts run full at 3-2. Boy, another patient hitter in the Wolverine lineup. 21 walks drawn on the year, compared to just 20 strikeouts. Time called at the plate by Martinez. Going to run through the signs again for a big pitch here from Nathan Wiles. Wiles stares into Martinez, gets his sign, comes set with his hands out in front of his chest. This one is lined down the left field line. Will it stay fair? No, it will not. It'll hook into the Wolverine bullpen. And we'll do it again at 3-2. That certainly would have scored 2 Wolverine runs here and possibly put Poirier in scoring position himself had that been able to land fair. Not much room down the foul lines here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Between that foul line and the wall. That one just hooked over the wall into that Michigan bullpen down the left field line. Another payoff pitch here from Wiles. This one is popped up in the air. It's going to get into the seats here and just over the seats. Out onto the concourse here. We'll have another 3-2 pitch coming up. Nice at bat here by Nick Poirier after falling behind in the count. Ran it full, fouled off a couple tough 2-strike pitches. Part of the reason he holds a .333 batting average on the year. Another 3-2 pitch to him. Swung at and there's no, it's tipped and out of the glove of Martinez. So just tipped enough there and Poirier stays alive. Count remains full at 3-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. The score is 3-2 in favor of the Oklahoma Sooners. Another payoff pitch coming here from Wiles. This one is lined. Will it get down in right field? It will for a base hit. 1 run is in. The second runner is coming around to score. And a 2-run single by Nick Poirier puts Michigan up here in the first by a score of 4-3. So what a job here by the Wolverines. That was a 2 RBI single for Poirier to storm back. And all the runs scored in this game with 2 outs so far. Oklahoma's 3, Michigan's 4. And you can bet with the Wolverine lineup, they do not want to stop there. If they can keep going here with 2 outs, they're going to. It'll be up to Jonathan Engelman to keep it going. Engelman, the right-handed hitting right fielder, steps up to the plate. Poirier over there at first after giving the Wolverines the lead. Likes to take his time getting into the box. He finally does here, and Wiles sets for the first pitch to him. This one misses high for a ball. Looks like a changeup there, missed. Count is now 1 ball and no strikes on the Wolverine right fielder. So 4 straight singles for the Wolverines in this inning. They put every single runner or batter so far has put the ball in play. As that pitch misses inside to Engelman for a ball. Counts now 2 balls and no strikes. K.O. Thomas led off the inning with a single. And Johnny Slater and Michael Bernard both bounced into fielder's choices. And since on those 4 straight singles and 4 straight runs for the Wolverines. As we are going to get a mound visit here, presumably by assistant coach Mike Anderson. Can't really tell exactly who it is out there. wearing the red sweatshirt to match the red uniforms Oklahoma is wearing, those crimson colored. Oklahoma today wearing those crimson uniforms. They got the stripes around the buttons down the middle. When looking at the uniforms, the OU logo is up near the right-hand side, up near the top. Numbers a little off near the bottom. Wearing gray pants today. No visible stripes or anything on there. Michigan going with their maize uniforms today. The maize jerseys with blue numbers. Michigan across the chest and the numbers on the lower right-hand side. White pants with the blue and maize stripes on the side. And high socks for almost every single Wolverine today. As Engelman now is in there for the 2-0 pitch, but not before a pickoff throw over to first. Poirier dives back in safely. Now Engelman takes his time stepping in there. He finally does, and Wiles gets a sign. Come set. The 2-0 pitch. This one is hit hard and bounced foul down the left field line. It was fielded by Harris, but well into foul territory there, and count is now 1-2, or rather 2-1 on the right fielder for Michigan. Again, if you're just joining us here on the bottom of the first, Oklahoma scored 3, all with 2 outs in the top half of the frame, and Michigan answered with 4 of their own, also all with 2 outs in the bottom half. Engelman now awaits the 2-1 pitch. Some bounces in there from Wiles. A nice block there by Martinez. Going to bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. No action yet down there in the Oklahoma bullpen, just as there was no action in the Michigan bullpen when Newtoff worked himself into a bit of trouble in the top half of the first. Perhaps because there are 2 outs. This 3-1 pitch is lined hard and fouled on the left field line, bouncing off that protective wall. Brings the count full to 3-2. And with 2 outs here, Poirier at first will be moving with the pitch. And steps in. Wiles comes set. And the payoff pitch here. Tapped foul behind the plate. Bounces off the screen. We'll do it again on 3-2 as Poirier jogs back over to first base. So we saw in the Oklahoma half of the inning getting into a few full counts and fouling off some pitches. Engelman looking to do the same. Already fouled off 1 3-2 pitch. Wiles sets for another 3-2 pitch. This one is grounded towards third. A nice stop by Harris on the backhand. Throws over to first. The throw is high. Jumping play made by O'Brien. He comes down. His foot touches the bag just ahead of Engelman's, and that retires the side. But Michigan able to score 4 runs on the strength of a Miles Lewis RBI single, a Jake Bivens RBI single, and a Nick Poirier 2 RBI single to take the lead here after 1 inning at Ray Fisher Stadium. The score, Michigan 4, Oklahoma 3 in this matchup of some top 20 teams in Ann Arbor. Thank you for listening along here on WCBN Sports. We bring you all the action here this weekend in this big series between the Sooners and the Wolverines. When we come along to it, it's only 1 inning in, but so much action here. Fans at Ray Fisher Stadium definitely enjoying an entertaining game through 1. Stands mostly full here. Some great crowds here at Ray Fisher Stadium over the past few weekends. Helps when the weather is nice. And today in Ann Arbor, it was sunny just about all day. Beautiful day. Not a whole ton of wind to speak of. Clouds starting to come overhead just a little bit now as the sun begins to set over the big house. Just a really great view we have from up here in the box at Ray Fisher Stadium. A beautiful park The big house looming over the right field wall. Chrysler over right center field. And Alumni Field over our left center field wall. I believe it's University of Michigan Dearborn playing some softball over there today. The Michigan softball team, I believe, has the weekend off, if I'm not mistaken. We are ready here for action for the Michigan baseball team, 13th ranked Michigan baseball team. And for the 10th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, it'll be Brandon Zaragoza, the shortstop, who looked to be able to end the inning last inning before losing the ball on an exchange. He will stride in to face Newtoff. Newtoff needed 39 pitches to get through that first inning. This first pitch here is grounded just foul on the right field line. Ball had some funky spin on it. It looked like it was going to be well fair off the bat, and then took a right turn about halfway down the first base line, halfway down to first base. Funky spin and all. It's just a strike now. 0-1 the count. Newtoff is ready, winds up and fires. This one misses high for a ball. Count evened up at 1-1. Newtoff working quickly, the 1-1 pitch. This one is bounced towards third. Lugbauer makes the play pretty easily. Fires over to first to record the out. There's one gone in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up the top of the Oklahoma Sooner order with the center fielder, Ben Hollis. The left-handed hitting Hollis grounded out to second to lead off the ball game here just an inning ago. He'll get his second look at Newtoff. First pitch of the at-bat is in there for a strike. A breaking ball from Newtoff to start off here. Count is 0-1. Newtoff set, working quickly again. The 0-1 pitch. Look to go with another off-speed pitch. This time it misses away for a ball. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Newtoff, one of the quickest workers we've seen here at Ray Fisher Stadium. The 1-1 pitch is lined. A diving stab by Bivens over at first base to record the second out of the inning. Bivens moving to his right, laid out for that one. Almost a half slide, half dive there. Nonetheless, a really nice play there to steal a base hit away, possibly extra bases the way that ball was hooking from Ben Hollis. And there are now 2 outs in the inning for second baseman Jack Flansburgh. Flansburgh flew out to left fielder Miles Lewis in his first at-bat last inning. First pitch he sees from Bivens here, or rather from Newtoff here, is in there for a strike. Count is 0-1 on the Oklahoma second baseman. So 0-1 pitch now, misses high, as bounces out of Winston's glove. He catches on the rebound though. It's going to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch from Bivens, or from Newtoff rather. It's in there for a strike, 1-2. So both times I've called Newtoff Bivens in this at bat, he's come in there with the strike. Just shows you, doesn't really matter what we say up here. As Newtoff sets for the 1-2 pitch. This one bounces in the dirt. A nice stop there by Wenson. Well, the count evens up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wenson, the reliable catcher behind home plate for the Wolverines, let the 1 wild pitch pass in the first, leading to a run, but solid in everything else. And a swing and a miss here by Flansburgh, as Newtoff for the second straight inning ends it with a strikeout. The Sooners go down 1-2-3 here in the top half of the second, and Michigan will look to build on their lead in the bottom half, already leading here at Ray Fisher Stadium 4-3. We thank you for listening to WCBN's broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball. I'm Austin Falco here at Ray Fisher Stadium. you the action all weekend long, all season long, for a very good Michigan Wolverines team. If you're in the area at any time and this Wolverines team is playing at home, which they're going to be doing a ton of over the next month, playing home games all the way up through the 23rd of April. We're going for a quick road series and coming back home right away. Highly recommend coming and seeing this team play. One of the most entertaining teams on campus, one of the most entertaining Michigan baseball teams in recent memory. If you look at the Wolverine lineup from top to bottom, just full of great hitters. We saw last inning Nick Poirier, the owner of the big 2 RBI single that put Michigan ahead. He holds a .340 batting average, second on the team, and he's batting down in the 7th spot for the Wolverines. It's just a really deep lineup. Speaking of having a deep lineup, it's going to be Harrison Wenson, a very powerful right-handed hitter for the Wolverines, the catcher. Leading off here in the bottom half of the second against Nathan Wiles. So Newtoff recovered well from that 2-out rally Oklahoma put together. Wiles looking to do the same here. Interestingly enough, both teams sent 8 batters to the plate in their first innings respectively. The only difference, Michigan able to tack on 1 more run. It will be the powerful righty Wenson stepping in. First pitch he sees, big swing and a miss there. On a fastball from Wiles, count is 0-1. Wenson coming off an 0-for-3 day in which he struck out a couple times, raised his season total to 45, leading the Wolverine team. He grounds this one into right center field, or left center field, for a base hit. He leads off the inning just as Akeo Thomas did for the Wolverines in the first, with an with a leadoff single. And there's a runner on first for the aforementioned Akeo Thomas. Oklahoma had a bit of a shift there on as there it goes. It was shaded well towards the third base bag. He vacated his normal shortstop position, and Wenson put it right where he's standing right now. So we've seen both teams benefit from the shifting of the opposing shortstop. Akeo Thomas steps in here for the first pitch in his second at-bat against Wiles. He pops this one up high towards right field. Walker barely having to move, ranges over a couple steps to his left. Makes the play for out number 1. So 1 gone now. In the bottom half of the second, bringing up the Wolverine center fielder, Johnny Slater.
The center fielder, number 25, Johnny Slater.
Slater grounded into a fielder's choice to third base, or rather over to first base in his first at-bat last inning. Beating out the relay throw was Slater, as well as the on-deck hitter Michael Berdar, both critical plays in that 4-run inning for the Wolverines. First pitch Slater sees in this at-bat, misses low and away for a ball. Count is 1-0. With that fielder's choice, Slater's batting average down just a tad to .292. Still nothing to be ashamed of there. 1-0 pitch now, misses low and in this time. Brings the count to 2 balls and no strikes. The catcher Martinez took a little extra time there between throwing the ball back and now getting back into his crouch. Perhaps trying to settle down his freshman pitcher. Wiles comes set. This one misses high for a ball. Counts run to 3-0. And Wenson over at first base. The only Wolverine in the lineup yet to attempt a stolen base in the season. They're not holding him on. O'Brien playing just behind the bag. So keeping Wenson reasonably close, but not really worried about the threat of him stealing. But the fourth pitch here to Slater bounces in the dirt for ball 4. There's now runners on first and second with only 1 out in the inning with the shortstop Michael Berdar. just mentioned, Berdar rounded into a fielder's choice, beating out the relay throw on a double play ball. Last inning, his was over to third base, where there was an impressive snag made by the third baseman, Harris. We've seen a couple of those already. He slides down to a knee and makes a backhanded stab on some tough hoppers that come off the turf here at Ray Fisher Stadium. First pitch Berdar sees in this at-bat from Wiles. He's in there for a strike. Winston takes off. He steals third. So just as we were saying, Harrison Winston yet to his 10th stolen base of the season. He swipes third with Slater swiping second behind him. And now Winston, owner of a perfect 1,000 stolen base percentage. 1 for 1 on the year. Caught Oklahoma sleeping there after not really worrying about Winston's speed. He shows it off a bit. The catcher slid head first there in the first, ahead of the tag from Harris. Count is now 0-1 on Michael Berdar with a couple runners in scoring position. Wiles sets on the pitch. This one misses low and away for a ball, evens the count up at 1-1. Berdar batting .260 with runners in scoring position on the season. If he can get a hit here, it would most likely score 2 with Slater's speed out there at second base. 1-1 pitch to Berdar. This one bounces in the dirt and bounces away from the catcher, Martinez, but not far enough for Winston to chance it. Count now run 2 balls and 1 strike. So Winston showed off the speed and stealing third, but didn't even think about trying to take home on that pass ball. I was saying calling it a pass ball is a little harsh, as that one really just trickled away from Martinez. 2-1 pitch to Berdar is lined into right field for a base hit. Slater had to hold up, so he will be stopped at third. No, he's sent from third. The relay throw home, not in time. As Berdar moves up 2 seconds. It's going to be a 2 RBI single, moving up on the throw for Michael Berdar, and Michigan now leads Oklahoma by a score of 6-3 here in the bottom of the second inning. A great piece of hitting there by Michael Berdar to shoot one the other way. It looked like Slater was going to be held up. He had to wait to see if the line drive got over a leaping second baseman Flansburgh. It did. The Wolverines tack on a couple runs, with Berdar moving to second in the process. Oklahoma seems shocked that Slater went as well. Walker in right field threw it into, I believe it was Flansburgh, the second baseman. Flansburgh turned around and took a second before tossing home. Might have been the difference between having a play on Johnny Slater and not. There's Drew Lugbauer now stepping in with 1 out and a runner on second. He takes the first pitch from Wiles for a strike. As there is now some action down in the Oklahoma bullpen. Appears to be the right-handed junior Devin Perez out there. See, 0-1 pitch to Lugbauer, misses low and away for a ball. Counts even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. The Sooners paying much more attention to Berdar out there at second than they did Winston. Not wanting it to cost them another run or two. With Berdar possibly swiping second, or possibly thinking about swiping third here. Only 1 out in the inning. This one is hit high and deep towards left field by Lugbauer. Back near the wall is the left fielder Dorenzo. That one lands fair and then bounces out of play. That's a ground rule double and an RBI double for the third baseman Drew Lugbauer. That puts Michigan up by a score of 7-3 now here in the bottom of the second. Lugbauer very adept at going the other way, especially with power. Hit that one a long way down the left field line. The left fielder Dorenzo got a late jump on it. Wasn't able to get there in time. It landed fair and then bounced over the short wall to the Wolverine bullpen in that left field corner. And now there's still a runner on second with 1 out. this time for Miles Lewis. Looks like we have time called here by Lewis, it looks like, as Lugbauer jogging back near the Wolverine dugout to get some signs, some instructions here from head coach Eric Brakic. Martinez uses the time to go out and talk to his freshman pitcher, Wiles. Everybody getting set back in their spots now. See what the meeting was about here for the Wolverines. Bit of an odd meeting here with a runner on second. When they went out in the inning, and not exactly a stolen base threat with Lugbauer out there. Lewis takes the first pitch here for a strike, 0-1. Lugbauer taking a conservative lead, being held on by the shortstop Zaragoza. Lewis batting from the left side. The 0-1 pitch to him is grounded up the middle. Zaragoza makes the play, throws over to first, and gets him by a step. So ground out here from Miles Lewis, and there are now 2 outs in the inning, bringing up the first baseman, Jake Bivens. Lugbauer was able to advance to third on the play as the ball was hit behind him and hit softly enough where Zaragoza would not have a play at Lugbauer at third. So runner on third now, 2 outs for Bivens. Michigan leading by a score of 7-3 here in the bottom of the second inning. Wiles comes set. The first pitch. This one is hit high in the air to the left side. Harris ranging over. Does he have room? No, he does not, as that one lands on the pavilion there between the Michigan dugout and the Michigan bullpen. Ball's harmlessly out of play, and the count is now 0-1. Bivens back in the first inning, just last inning. Hit that ground ball up the middle that Zaragoza was unable to make a play on. Recording the second run of the Wolverine 4-run inning. So the second pitch to Bivens bounces in there for a ball, evens the count up at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch here from Wiles. This was in there for a strike. Looked possibly a bit high there, but a nice frame job by Rene Martinez behind the plate. Bivens now down in the count, 1-2. Wiles looks just to get out of this inning here. 1-2 pitch line down the right field line. Fair! Bouncing it into the corner. The runner scores. Bivens on his way to second. He will hold at second with an RBI double. Michigan now leading 8-3 in the second inning. Bivens now 2 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs, single in the first, double in the second. And there is still a runner in scoring position now for Nick Poirier, but he will not face Wiles for the second time. Oklahoma head coach Pete Hughes out to make a change. And the day will be over for the freshman right-hander Wiles. The book not quite closed on him yet, but as of right now, only going to make it through 1 2/3 innings. He gave up 9 hits and walked 1, did not strike out a batter. So far allowed 8 runs, all of them earned, and that runner on second, Bivens, would be charged to him should Bivens come around to score. It does look like it's going to be the junior right-hander Devin Perez coming in to relieve Wiles in the bottom of the second. So the Michigan lineup looking as potent as ever, putting up 4 in the bottom of the first, 4 in the bottom of the second. Chase Oklahoma's starting pitcher in the second game of this 3-game series. And that could go a long way in tomorrow's game, potentially. Oklahoma had to ditch their starter in the bottom of the first yesterday, ditching the starter in the bottom of the second today. They ended up using 3 pitchers yesterday, did the Sooners. Already on their second today. Perez is numbers so far on the season for you. He has made 7 appearances. He started 4 games, so capable of going a long way should he not get roughed up like the Michigan lineup did to Nathan Wiles. He sits with a 4-2 record and a .330 ERA. In 30 innings pitched on the season, he struck out a whopping 41 batters, only walking 5, so a very impressive strikeout to walk ratio there. Opposing hitters are hitting .267 against the right-hander. And Perez out there also stands at 6'5", just as Nathan Wiles did. He definitely looks the part up there. Long, much longer frame than Wiles. Perez only at 200 pounds, as opposed to the 240 from Wiles.
Designated hitter number 28, Nick Poirier.
Tall, lanky, right-handed pitcher for the Sooners gets Nick Poirier to start off his day here. As Poirier would get his first at-bat, of course, against Perez. Poirier back in the first inning. The go-ahead 2-run single put the Wolverines up at the time 4-3. That lead now widened all the way up to 8-3. Another running and scoring position for him as Bivens out at second. He lines this one towards left center. The center fielder Hollis moving over. He has enough time to make the grab. But for the second straight inning, Michigan puts up 4 runs. And after 2 innings here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score does stand at Michigan 8, Oklahoma 3 in a matchup of a couple top 20 teams. You, of course, are listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball. Thank you for your support today and all season long. In addition to the remainder of today's game, we will also have tomorrow's game, which is a 2 p.m. Eastern time start for you here on WCBN Sports. You can find us on YouTube at WCBN Sports. Follow us on Twitter at WCBN Sports, or visit WCBNsports.com, or rather .org, WCBNsports.org. We make it nice and simple here for you at WCBN. Not much you have to remember if you want to check out any of our content we produce. In addition to tomorrow's baseball game, the 3rd game in this 3-game series between Oklahoma and Michigan, we're also carrying tomorrow morning's lacrosse game, as well as the spring game over at the Big House. Split between the WCBN channel that you are listening to now and our WCBN Sports 2 channel. You can also find that on YouTube. Links will also be tweeted out if you follow us on Twitter at WCBN Sports. So it will be Newtoff back out for his 3rd inning of work. After an adventurous first inning, which saw him throw 39 pitches, needed only 11 to get out of the second. He set down the Sooners 1-2-3, and now begins the part of the lineup that you have to worry about if you're opposing pitcher against Oklahoma, with Rene Martinez, Steele Walker, and Austin O'Brien all due up to begin the 3rd inning. Martinez hit by pitch in his first pitch he saw in his first at-bat. This time he pops one up. Second baseman Thomas ranges back into the outfield a bit and makes the grab. So Martinez seen 2 pitches on the day. And there's now 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. That will bring up Steele Walker here, the right fielder for Oklahoma. Walker worked a much lengthier at-bat than Martinez last time up. He worked a full count, fouled off a pitch before singling in the top of the 1st inning. First pitch there is on the outside corner for a strike to Walker. Count is 0-1. 0-1 pitch now. This one is tapped foul into the Oklahoma dugout. Gonna bring the count to 0-2. Off ready here. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed from Walker. First strike 3. That's Newtopp's third strikeout of the day. That'll bring up first baseman Austin O'Brien. O'Brien drove in the very first run of the ball game back in the first inning with an RBI single. Looking to get things started here for Oklahoma with 2 outs in the top of the third. First pitch to him. In there for a strike, 0-1. Newtoff really feeling it now. You can see him getting a rhythm out there on the mound, working quickly, pounding the strike zone. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. So far, 6 straight strikes to start the inning here from Newtoff. Has O'Brien down in the count, 0-2. He winds up, and the pitch. This one misses high and away for a ball, 1-2. There's your old announcer jinx there. Just as I was saying, Newtoff got to throw a ball in the inning. He fires one high and wide there. But still in prime position here to set down Austin O'Brien. As he winds for the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed by O'Brien for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Newtoff and another 1-2-3 inning. Needing only 8 pitches to get through that one. After 2.5 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Newtoff looks to be finding his groove in the Michigan offense, finding no problem finding their groove, as they lead 8-3 here over the Oklahoma Sooners. You're listening to WCBN Sports Broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for the team. So Newtoff really settling in now after that rough first inning. He didn't look particularly bad to start the first inning. He tired the very first 2 batters of the game. Oklahoma did a really nice job of putting together a 2-out rally, and since that 2-out rally, Newtoff has himself 4 strikeouts, including the 1 to finish the first inning, and has faced the minimum through the next couple. It'll be Devin Perez back out there after only throwing 1 pitch to end the second inning. He'll be looking to go a long way in this ballgame for the Sooners. If he's unable to do so, it could bode poorly for Oklahoma in tomorrow's 3rd game of this 3-game series. Tall right-hander finished up his warm-up pitches. He'll get Jonathan Engelman to start the 3rd inning, followed by Harrison Wenson on the top of the Wolverine order in Akeo Thomas. So here comes Jonathan Engelman, the big right-handed hitting right fielder for the Wolverines. Engelman grounded out to shortstop to end the first inning. Gets his first look here at Perez. He takes care of his pre-at-bat routines here and steps up to the plate. Perez working from the windup here. First pitch is hit high in the air to the right side. The right field, or the first baseman O'Brien moving over near the wall, out of room, as that one bounces in the pavilion between the Oklahoma bullpen and the Oklahoma dugout here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Count now 0-1 on Engelman. Perez gets himself a new ball and takes a slow stride back to the mound. Engelman, meanwhile, taking his usual slow approach to the plate. 0-1 pitch from Perez. This one is popped up to the right side again. This time O'Brien will have room. So he takes 1 step into foul territory and makes the grab for out number 1. So an easy pop out here to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning for the Wolverines. That'll bring up Harrison Wenson, the catcher. Wenson started off that 4-run second with a single. Also of note, swiped second while he was on the base, or swiped third while he was on the base path. The first stolen base of the season for him, and he sits with a perfect 1-for-1. Joining only Johnny Slater, his only perfect stolen base percentage in the lineup today. takes the first pitch he sees from Perez in there for a strike. Of course, Johnny Slater is 9 for 9 on the season as opposed to Wenson's 1 for 1, but I'm certainly something the catcher Wenson will choose to ignore. He swings and misses at strike 2. I'm sure Wenson will be touting his perfect stolen base percentage to the likes of a K.O. Thomas, who's been caught 3 times. The 0-2 pitch now to Wenson. That one misses high and away for a ball, 1-2. Of course, the guys like a K.O. Thomas and Jake Bibbins, who have been caught only a couple times in the season, have many more stolen bases than Wenson, but there's no fun in that. The 1-2 pitch to Wenson is hit foul behind the plate and out of play. A nice job there by Wenson to stay back on the breaking ball and just get a piece of it to foul it behind home plate. He stays alive. Count remains 1-2 on the big right-handed hitting catcher. Wenson stands in there, taps both sides of the plate. He waits the 1-2 from Perez. This one is hit high and foul behind home plate and out of play again. Count remains 1-2. Swenson doing a nice job staying alive here, trying to avoid his 46th strikeout of the year. Perez is ready as he steps up on the rubber, winds up, and the 1-2 pitch. This one is hit hard down the left field line rather, but foul. Bounce off that side wall and near third base coach Nick Schnabel. So the count's going to remain 1-2. That's going to warrant a visit from the catcher Rene Martinez out to the mound after Wenson seemingly able to foul off whatever types of pitches and whatever locations Perez is trying to throw at him to put him away. Would not be surprised to see them go out of the zone this time. Trying to get Wenson to chase down on the count here, 1-2. As that one is hit high in the air behind home plate. The catcher Martinez back near the screen. Does he have room? No, he does not. So that one gets into the stands. A couple of fans trying to make the grab there, unable to do so. But someone ends up with a souvenir for their troubles. And Wenson ends up staying alive in the at-bat. It looked like that pitch may have been just a bit out of the zone. Wenson went down and got it and popped it straight up. Really impressive thing to do in its own right there, to get underneath a pitch like that and pop it so far straight up. You pop it back behind the plate and out of play. The wind not really a factor, so just a lot of spin on that ball to knock out of play. Wenson stays back on another breaking ball here, barely gets a piece of it and fouls it back to the screen again. Stays alive at 1-2. That is now the 5th 2-strike pitch he's fouled off in this at-bat. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming from Perez. He winds and fires another 1-2. Breaking ball again, and Wenson stays back, and this time fouls it on the left field line. A ground ball that actually skipped off the sidewall and then bounced into the crowd. Some weird spin on that ball. Just missed the camera woman down the left field line. But Wenson staying alive here at 1-2 still. Gonna put together a double-digit pitch at bat here with the 10th pitch from Perez coming. He winds it, here it comes. This one bounces in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. So Wenson consistently fouling off all those breaking balls and a couple fastballs thrown in there, and Perez trying to get him to chase on a ball in the dirt. He does not. 2-2 the count now. Pitch. Fouled back off the glove of Martinez for yet another foul ball from the bat of Harrison Wenson. That makes 7 2-strike pitches fouled off by Wenson in this at-bat. He has seen 11 pitches, putting together a show on how to stay alive with 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. This one's hit high in the air to the left side and hooked way foul and out of play. Actually, that might have hit the roof of Yost Ice Arena, actually. He really got underneath that ball and golfed it. Foul out of play, but regardless of where it landed, it's another foul ball. We're still at 2-2 on Wenson. The 13th pitch of the at-bat is hit high towards center field. Center fielder Hollis goes back a couple steps before running in and making the grab. But a really impressive at-bat there by the catcher, Harrison Wenson.
Number 4, KO.
As I mentioned, 13 pitches it took to retire the Wolverine catcher. Although he doesn't end up on base, certainly does its toll on Perez, who entered the at-bat with only 3 pitches thrown. Through those 13 to Wenson, bring his total up to 16 on the day. And the faster Michigan can get Perez out of the game, if they can get him out of the game, the better it bodes for their chances tomorrow. So K.O. Thomas steps in, takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch now from Perez. Fouled off to the right side, not a play. 0-2 now on K.O. Thomas. We'll see if he can do the same thing Wenson just did and stay alive up there with 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Michigan leads Oklahoma by a score of 8-3 on the strength of a couple 4-run innings for the Wolverines thus far. The 0-2 pitched out of Thomas. This one misses low for a ball, 1-2. Another really impressive thing when you consider that Harrison Wenson at bat is Perez's affinity for strikeouts. Like I said, 41 strikeouts in only 31 innings pitched in the year. And Wenson, who's normally very strikeout prone, able to stay alive there for a long time with 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch misses just inside on a K.O. Thomas to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Perez comes set and a 2-2 pitch. This one is hit fouled on the right field line into the Oklahoma bullpen. Count is going to remain 2-2. So far in the inning, the Wolverines doing a nice job staying alive with 2 strikes, getting the pitch count up on the reliever Perez. Another 2-2 pitch here. This one is grounded to the left side. Diving attempt by Zaragoza. Cannot make the play, and K.O. Thomas is on base with his 2nd single of the game. And now with 2 outs and a runner on, that'll bring up the center fielder, Johnny Slater.
Center fielder, number 25, Johnny Slater.
Slater so far 0 for 1 on the day, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st and walked in the 2nd, getting his 3rd plate appearance here in the 3rd inning. Slater also, I incorrectly said he was 9 for 9 on stolen base attempts, actually 10 for 10, as he stole on the backside of Harrison Wenson's steal of 3rd base last inning. Pickoff throw over to K.O. Thomas over at first. Speaking of stolen bases, Thomas sitting at 20 for 24 on the year. Leads the Wolverine team in both categories. Not going on this pitch as Slater takes low and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on the left-handed hitting center fielder. Slater steal, like I said, the 10th stolen base of the season for him. Hit double digits. He also came around to score in his last time on the base paths, his 29 runs scored of the year. 1-0 pitch to him is grounded through the left side for a base hit. So a couple 2-out hits here for the Wolverines, and there will be runners on 1st and 2nd for the shortstop, Michael Berdar. Berdar also getting his 3rd plate appearance here in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded into a fielder's choice and scored the very first run of the ball game back in the 1st, and had himself a 2-run single in the 2nd. Also came around to score there. His 2 RBIs on the day bring him up to 24 on the season. And his 2 runs scored bring him up to 29. He stands in there looking to tack on another RBI if he can record a base hit there. K.O. Thomas's speed at second, combined with the fact there are 2 outs, he doesn't have to hold up on anything. Should be able to warrant a run on a base hit. A breaking pitch from Perez. Catches the outside corner for a strike to begin the at-bat, though. Bernard down 0-1. Perez noticeably slowing down here with the runners on base. Working on the stretch. The 0-1 pitch swung at and fouled off by Bernard. Not really sure he had a piece of that one. Looked like it was going to almost hit his knee. Somehow able to get a piece and foul it back off the catcher Martinez. Counts now 0-2 on the right-handed hitting shortstop. It's the second baseman Flansburgh over covering the bag, keeping Thomas close out there. Slater not being held on at first. 0-2 pitch to Bernard. Misses high for a ball, 1-2. Thomas dancing around out there, doing his part to try to distract the pitcher Perez. Perhaps take his focus off the batter Bernard, give Bernard something a little bit better to hit here with 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Bernard. This one is lined into left center. Will it get down? It will. That's going to be at least 1 base. 1 run comes in to score. Slater is going to be held at third, and Bernard is into second with an RBI double. So Bernard's 3rd RBI of the day on that double brings the score to Michigan 9, Oklahoma 3. Slater moving all the way up to 3rd on the play, of course. K.O. Thomas coming in to score. And a couple more runners in scoring position now for a 3rd baseman, Drew Lugbauer. Lugbauer already on the day, 2 for 2. Singled in the first, doubled in the second. If we're extrapolating out here, there should be a triple in this at-bat. Lugbauer's double last inning did drive in a run. That was his team leading 45th RBI of the season, or rather 44th. Had the number wrong earlier. It's the first pitch he sees from Perez in there for a strike, 0-1. Lugbauer also scoring 2 runs today, also bringing his total up to 29 on the season. Brief time called by Lugbauer at the plate. So he steps back in here, waits the 0-1 from Diamond Perez. And here it comes. This is a breaking ball, misses low and in for a ball. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Lugbauer with his 2 for 3 day yesterday, and so far 2 for 2 today. His batting average all the way up to .308 on the year. A torrid pace over the last 3 weeks or so. This 1-1 pitch to him is a fastball in there for a strike. Brings the count to 1-2. It looked like a fastball up here. It might have been a changeup based on the radar gun readings. Regardless, it was a strike. And Lugbauer finds himself in a hole here, trying to avoid his 40th strikeout of the year. Devin Perez just trying to get out of the inning, not allowing more than 1. Slater slowly creeping down the line, not being held. He's about a 1/3 of the way to home plate. Dancing out there, distracting Perez. So this one is hit high and deep to center field. The center fielder Hollis going back, and this ball is gone! Off the very top of the batter's eye out there in center field. Drew Lugbauer with a 3-run home run, and Michigan has broken this one wide open. They lead by a score of 12-3. And my goodness, Drew Lugbauer, can anybody stop him? Just on a ridiculous pace right now. That's his 11th home run of the season, his 45th, 46th, and 47th RBI. He's a triple away from the cycle, and it's only the 3rd inning. My goodness, the Wolverines putting on an offensive clinic today. And now with their third straight 4-run inning already in the books, Miles Lewis steps in here and rounds one towards first. First baseman O'Brien makes the play, fires to Perez covering first for the out. But as I just mentioned, another 4-run inning for the Wolverines on the strength of an RBI double by Michael Bedard and that huge 3-run home run by Drew Lugbauer. After 3 innings here in the books at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score Michigan 12 rather, Oklahoma 3. You are listening to WCBN Sports Broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for the team. And with 90s night here at Ray Fisher Stadium, you get the 90s music and videos playing on the scoreboard, but Wolverines putting up numbers like you saw in the late 90s in the major leagues. Just pounding the ball already with 12 runs in the third inning, or through 3 innings rather. Scoring after Oklahoma hopped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. Michigan answered with 4 in the bottom of the first, 4 in the bottom of the second, and 4 in the bottom of the third. There is a noticeable buzz here amongst the crowd at alumni, or rather at Ray Fisher Stadium. Drew Lugbauer just incredibly impressive. We've seen him already today. Drove the ball into the left field corner down the line for a double, and just a towering shot to center field. The center fielder on the play, it was Ben Hollis out there. He started to go back, got about halfway back to the wall and kind of gave up on it. He knew that ball was long gone. Batter's eye here at Ray Fisher Stadium is taller on the left field wall. Normally when you talk about the tall obstacles here, it's that tall wall in left field. The batter's eye even taller than that, and Lugbauer just missed clearing it. An absolute bomb. As Newtoff begins the 4th inning here facing the designated hitter Briley Ware. Fires that first pitch in there for a strike, up in the count 0-1 now. He works quickly and that pitch misses just low for a ball. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike on the Oklahoma Sooner designated hitter. Ware's first at bat was back in the first when he had an RBI single. This time he hits one high in the air towards right field. Engelman going back near the track at the wall, makes the grab before crashing into a wall. Engelman kept drifting back and back and back. That one might have had a chance to get out of here. Did not look so off the bat by Ware. There's some great opposite field power shown there. Not quite enough though, as Engelman was able to track it down on the track for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Cade Harris, the third baseman. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike from Newtoff. Harris, the left-handed hitter, walked in his first at-bat back in the first inning. At a point where it looked like Newtoff might struggle to get out of the first inning. This pitch misses just off the plate away, evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Since that walk, though, Newtoff has retired 8 straight batters. This was grounded towards first. Bivens makes the play, runs over to first base himself, and make it 9 straight batters retired now by Newtoff, as there are now 2 outs in the top half of the 4th inning. That'll bring up the left fielder Dominic DiRenzo. DiRenzo was Newtoff's first strikeout victim back in the first inning and retired him on 3 pitches. The first batter in this string of 9 straight retired. First pitch he sees this at bat, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Newtoff mentioned it already, but really finding his rhythm out there, looks so much more comfortable than he did back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike Evens the count up to 1-1. Utah working quickly the 1-1 pitch. Just off the corner away for a ball. Count now 2-1. And Newtop just looks like he's ready to get his sign on fire as soon as he gets the ball back. He backpedals to the top of the mound, gets the ball back, steps on the rubber, and goes. 2-1 pitch here. In there for a strike, 2-2. Newtop looking for his 5th strikeout of the day. Dorenzo looking to avoid being set down on strikes for the 2nd time in this ballgame. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. So there it is, Newtop's 5th strikeout of the day. His 11th straight batter retired, or rather 10th straight batter retired. And after 3.5 here, Newtop is cruising, as is the Wolverine offense. Michigan leads Oklahoma by a score of 12-3. You are listening to WCBN Sports, broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for the team. We thank you for your listenership today on what has been an exciting ball game so far through 3.5. Of course, your game recap just gave it to you last half inning, but if anybody's just joining us now, Oklahoma scored 3 in the first and looked to avenge yesterday's 5-2 defeat at the hands of the Wolverines. The Michigan offense had other plans, though, as they've scored 4 in the bottom of the first, 4 in the bottom of the second, and 4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning to hold what is currently a 12-3 lead. And we're going to get another pitching change for Oklahoma, as Devin Perez's day is done. It will be the right-handed sophomore Lane Ramsey, Ramsey on the year has only made 3 appearances. He's a 3.38 ERA. In 5 1/3 innings pitched, he's walked 3, struck out 3. Opposing hitters are only hitting 167 against him. So the 3rd pitcher used by Oklahoma in this ballgame. The first 2 pitchers, starter Nathan Wiles ended up giving up 8 runs in just 1 2/3 innings. Devin Perez gave up 4 runs in just 1 1/3 inning. Not going to do very much to help their ERAs. Both of them up over 4 now. Wiles, of course, had the big jump, jumping over 2 runs from what sat at 261 to begin the game, and now up at 468. That Michigan offense will do it to you, though. And Michigan offense will be looking to do the same thing here to the sophomore Ramsey. To start things off here in the 4th, it'll be Jake Bivens, Nick Poirier, and Jonathan Engelman.
4th inning for Michigan, first baseman number 18, Jake Bivens.
Bivens so far on the day, 2 for 2. He singled in the first, doubled in the second. So similar to Lugbauer, starting off hot in this one. He does have 2 RBIs on the day, where he brings his season total up to 11. The first pitch he sees in this at-bat is lined towards left center field. The center fielder Hollis moving over. He cannot make the play. Has to play on a hop. Bivens rounding first and into second with his 2nd double of the ball game. So a leadoff double here from Jake Bivens puts a runner in scoring position for the designated hitter, Nick Poirier. Poirier seeing his 3rd different pitcher on the day. The only Wolverine hitter to be seeing all 3 pitchers. In the first inning, he singled and scored 2 off of Nathan Wiles. And then he flew out to center against Perez back in the 2nd. He faces Ramsey here in the 4th. First pitch he sees misses well wide for a ball. Count now 1-0 on the left-handed hitting designated hitter. Boy, with that 2 RBI single in the first, raises his season total up to 14 runs batted in. consistently batting out of the 7-hole for Michigan. This pitch bounces in the dirt and gets away from the catcher Martinez. That'll allow Bivens to move over to third with nobody out. So the count now 2-0, a very favorable hitter's count here for Nick Poirier, and a fly ball deep enough to the outfield should bring in a run with Bivens standing at third. Poirier stepping in there now for the 2-0 pitch from Ramsey. This one is hit back up the middle. Ramsey makes the play, throws over to first to record the out. So a nice quick reaction time there by Ramsey. It was bounced right back, right near his gut. Able to get the glove on it rather than bouncing off of him. He records a nice easy 1-3 put out here to get the first out of the bottom of the fourth. That will bring up the Wolverine right fielder, Jonathan Engelman. Engelman 0 for 2 on the day. So far the only Wolverine hitter in the lineup without a base hit. Should have at least 2, if not 3 more opportunities, including this one. As the first pitch here from Ramsey bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Engelman also facing his third different pitcher of the day. Grounded out to short off of Wiles back in the first and popped out just in foul territory to the first baseman back in the third. This one he fouls back off the catcher Martinez to even the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. So Engelman, of course, takes his time, very much so, in between pitches here, stares at that bat, and takes a deep breath before stepping in and facing this 1-1 pitch. He takes a big hack there, swings and misses that one that was a little low and in. Count now 1-2 on the right-handed hitting right fielder. So with 1 out here, runner on third base in the bottom of the 4th inning. Michigan leading Oklahoma by a score of 12-3. 1-2 pitch to Engelman. This one is off his hands, down the left field line. The shortstop, Zaragoza, running over towards the line to make a nice running grab for the second out of the inning. So perhaps a chance to strand Bivens over at third now. For Ramsey, he'll face the catcher Harrison Wenson. Wenson 1 for 2 on the day. Singled back in the second. Last inning in the third. Put together that absolutely fantastic at-bat. The 13 pitch at-bat against Perez before eventually flying out to center. We'll see if the baseball gods reward him here for such an effort. And this one is hit high and deep to left field. It's on a line. This one is hooking. Foul. That ball had more than enough distance to get out of here, as Wenson absolutely destroyed that ball, but hooked it too far down that left field line. So a long, loud strike there. Count is 0-1 now on the Michigan catcher. Ramsey comes set, air the pitch. Big swing and a miss there from Winston. Actually got a piece of that one. Landed in the glove of Martinez. Count now 0-2. Winston, normally very strikeout prone, leads the Wolverine team with 45 strikeouts on the year, but as we saw last at bat, when he's dialed in, he's able to stay alive like nothing you've really ever seen. 0-2 pitch here, misses outside for a ball, 1-2. Catcher Martinez set up well outside off the plate, trying to get Winston to chase, and that one went even farther outside than Martinez called for it. No real chance of getting Winston to chase on that ball. 1-2 pitch here to Winston. keeps his hands back and pops it up on the infield. The second baseman Flansburgh, playing on the shortstop side of the bag, makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So despite a leadoff double from Jake Bivens, Michigan unable to score in this inning. They still do lead, however, after 4 by a score of 12-3 over Oklahoma. You are listening to WCBN Sports Broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball. And just by looking at the score here today, you would notice the matchup between two top 20 teams. If you look at the various ranking services, Oklahoma has rankings of 10th, 11th, 14th, 16th, and 18th unanimously in that top 20. Michigan also coming in at all five of the major polls at 13, 17, 10, or 18 rather, 23, and 25. You'd imagine with a dominant performance like this, even if Michigan does drop the game tomorrow, a dominant performance over a highly regarded Oklahoma team should result in a nice boost in the rankings for the Wolverines, perhaps getting that national attention Michigan has somewhat lacked this season. Coming into this series, it's the first team Michigan's played that's ranked coming into the series, and Michigan definitely up to the task. As Ryan Newtoff will try out to the mound to begin the 5th inning here. He's going to face the bottom of the Oklahoma Sooners order in Brandon Zaragoza, and then back up to the top with Ben Hollis and Jack Flansburgh. Newtoff recorded the very first 2 outs of the game, on very first 2 batters of the game, retired them both, then allowed 5 straight runners to reach, resulting in 3 Oklahoma runs. Since then retired 10 straight, including 5 of them set down via the strikeout. As Utah finished up his warm-up pitches, and it will be the shortstop Zaragoza striding to the plate here to begin the 5th inning. Zaragoza 0 for 1 on the day, rounded out back in the 2nd inning. He began what is currently a streak of 3 up, 3 down innings for the Sooners lineup. First pitch he sees in this at-bat, bounces in there, breaking ball for a ball for the first time in a little while. Newtoff falls behind him in the count, 1-0. 1-0 pitch here, line towards right field. The right fielder Engelman moves over towards the line just a little bit and makes the grab. So there's now 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And that makes 11 straight batters set down in a row by Newtoff. We're back to the top of the Oklahoma order with the center fielder Ben Hollis. Hollis 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out in the 1st and lined out on a nice diving stab by Bivens in the 2nd. First pitch he sees in this at-bat misses just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Hollis, the left-handed hitting senior, stands in there and waits the 1-0 pitch from Newtoff. This one misses low now for a ball. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. Even while missing, Newtoff working quickly, winds up for the 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. This one is hit on a line towards center. Slater moves back a little bit, but then stops in his tracks and makes the grab for the 2nd out of the inning. So a couple line outs to a couple outfielders here, and there are now 2 gone in the 5th inning. That will bring up the second baseman, Jack Flansburgh. Flansburgh, like Hollis before him, also sits at 0 for 2 on the ball game. Flew out to the left fielder, Miles Lewis, back in the 1st and struck out in the 2nd. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box Wait, this first pitch from Newtoff. This one is bounced towards second. Akeo Thomas waits back for a hop. Makes the play and throws over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning here by Newtoff. His 4th straight 1-2-3 inning. He set down 13 in a row. That one he only required 6 pitches. And after 4.5, we're halfway home here at Ray Fisher Stadium. The score, Michigan 12, Oklahoma 3. You're listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for the team. We thank you for your support all weekend long, all season long, as we follow what is sure to be an exciting rest of the season here for the Wolverines. If you enjoy the content we put out here on the airwaves, be sure to check out WCBNsports.org. Got some great podcasts up there for you. There's just a new episode of the Michigan Student Softball podcast, East of the Rockies, just put up today. If you're a fan of the Michigan softball team, definitely check that out. There's other podcasts on there, of course. You like basketball, we have some podcasts for that. You like The Bachelor, we have a podcast for that. Dalton Pataki runs that one. As well as just some great written content blogs constantly being churned out. Whether that be basketball, you get some softball in there, you'll get a little bit of lacrosse maybe thrown in there, of course. Michigan football, holding the spring game tomorrow. Does have plenty of content for you as that season comes along, as well as all the games here on WCBN Sports. So now we're here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the Michigan baseball team. It will be the top of the Wolverine order. Akeo Thomas, Johnny Slater, and Michael Berdard to start things off here in the 5th. Lane Ramsey remains on the mound for the Sooners. His first pitch to Thomas is in there for a strike, 0-1. Ramsey only needing 13 pitches, despite getting up the leadoff double to Jake Bivens on his very first pitch. Retired the next 3 in order. Be able to stay in there and give the Sooners some innings. As Akeo Thomas hits him down the right field line, it's hooking foul. Foul into the Sooner bullpen. The count's now 0-2 on the Wolverine leadoff hitter. Thomas stands in there now, and the 0-2 pitch from Ramsey. This one bounces in the dirt for a ball. Thomas does not chase. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the diminutive Speedy, second baseman for the Wolverines. Thomas didn't bat for the first time in an inning back in the 4th. Batted in each of the first 3. He's 2 for 3 on the day. 1-2 pitch here. Line into left field, make that 3 for 4 on the day. As Akeo Thomas picks up his 3rd single and is on first base to lead things off here in the 5th, bringing up Johnny Slater. So Thomas's 3rd hit of the ball game, 3rd single of the ball game. Johnny Slater also looking to get on base here again. He's gotten on base 3 times on a fielder's choice, a base on balls, and a single in each of the first 3 innings respectively. Gets his first look here at Ramsey. Right-hander fires, and this one's hit high in the air towards deep right center field. This ball is back, and that ball is gone! Off the track and field building here, and then back onto the field. Just a bomb by Johnny Slater. His 2nd home run of the year puts Michigan up by a whopping score of 14-3. So after the Wolverines playing a little bit of dink and dunk, just finding holes for singles, pounding them through various holes in the infield, starting to bring out the power now. We saw Lugbauer with a big 3-run homer in the 3rd. Johnny Slater with a big home run here in the 5th. And he absolutely killed that ball. That was hit to the power alley in right center field and hit the track and field building on a fly, which is no easy feat. We had an MLB-like StatCast system to give an exact estimate. That one might have gone as far, if not farther, than Lugbauer's. Johnny Slater showing he can turn on one every once in a while. I'll bring up Michael Berdard with the bases empty, and he hits one deep towards right field, hooking near the line. Caught by the right fielder, Walker, running over. So now there is one out here in the 5th inning, and it's Drew Lugbauer stepping up to the plate.
Number 17, Drew Lugbauer.
Lugbauer on the day, 3 for 3. He's got the single, he's got the double, he's got the home run. He's also got 4 RBIs to boost his team lead up to 47, and that would definitely propel him up some of these RBI rankings. Came into the weekend tied for 10th. Checked on 5 in 2 games already. Is that one first pitch to him bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Lugbauer can find a way to get one to the wall and turn on the Jets here. We could see a cycle potentially. It's the 1-0 pitch here to Lugbauer. Is hooked over the Wolverine dugout off the screen there to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lugbauer perhaps trying to hook one into that right field corner, give himself a chance to leg one out. The 1-1 pitch to the Wolverine third baseman. It's hit high in the air to deep center field. The center fielder Hollis going back at the track, at the wall, makes the grab. Makes the grab about 2 feet from the wall was Hollis, and Lugbauer just missed his 2nd home run of the day. He is absolutely dialed in right now, folks. So it'll be Miles Lewis now stepping in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 5th inning. Wolverines leading 14-3 after a 2-run homer by Johnny Slater extended the Michigan lead. First pitch Lewis sees here, misses well outside for a ball. Looked like he was maybe trying to go with a breaking pitch there, and the grip slipped on him. Counts now 1 ball and no strikes on the Wolverine left fielder. 1-0 pitch. This one bounces in the dirt and outside. Count now runs to 2 balls and no strikes on Lewis. Lewis so far 1 for 3 on the day. He singled back in the 1st inning and drove in a run, his 22nd RBI of the year. That one misses high and away now for a ball, 3-0. Lewis' other 2 at-bats were ground outs to shortstop and the first baseman, respectively. 3-0 pitch to him here. Misses high for a ball, so he walks on 4 pitches this time around and puts a runner on base now with 2 outs for Jake Bivens. We talked about Drew Lugbauer being locked in. How about Jake Bivens here? 3 for 3 already on the day with a couple doubles, couple RBIs. He doubled just last inning, the very first pitch Ramsey threw when he came into the ballgame. It was a ball Bivens deposited into the left center field gap. On the first pitch he sees is lined back up the middle on a hop made by the second baseman Flansburgh, who flips to second to retire Lewis over there and retire the side. But after 5 innings here and after a big 2-run home run by Johnny Slater, Michigan leads Oklahoma by a score of 14-3. You are listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan baseball, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball. Again, I'm Austin Felka here bringing you the action today. We'll have the action for you tomorrow. I believe it's myself and Leo Blavin who called yesterday's game. Each get a game to ourselves, then we'll do one together for you tomorrow. That game starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. As long as there's not some catastrophic implosion here from the Wolverines, it looks like they will be going for a sweep at Ray Fisher Stadium. Something not necessarily expected coming into the weekend. They ranked Oklahoma team coming in. A very good Oklahoma team coming in. If you did see it coming, props to you. I mean, I guess you could have looked and saw Oklahoma coming in, skidding just a bit. They dropped 2 of 3 at Texas last weekend before dropping a game to Oral Roberts back on Tuesday. Ended up dropping yesterday's game by a score of 5-2 and trail here 14-3 to the Michigan Wolverines. So it'll be Newtoff back out again. He's retired 13 straight batters, and he gets the heart of the Oklahoma order with Renee Martinez, Steele Walker, and Austin O'Brien, the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Oklahoma. And it looks like he actually will not face Renee Martinez. Instead, it will be number 40, Brady Lindsley, pinch hitting here. Perhaps giving the Oklahoma catcher the rest of the day off, given the score. Keep him fresh for tomorrow. First pitch that Lindsley sees misses low and away for a ball, 1-0. Second pitch also misses low and away for a ball, 2-0. Lindsley, so far on the year, he has 47 at-bats to his name. He started in 12 games this season, played in 18. He takes this pitch for a strike. Fastball there from Newtoff, finds its mark. Count 2-1 now. Lindsley, just a freshman, coming in at catcher to relieve. Martinez takes this pitch high for a ball, 3-1. Lindsley's numbers so far on the season, he's batting .277. Has himself a home run and 4 RBIs. As the 3-1 pitch finds his mark again and is in there for a strike. Runs the count full of 3-2. The payoff pitch here from Newtoff. Swung at and tapped foul near that Oklahoma dugout. Count's going to remain 3-2. Newtoff's streak of 13 straight batters retired, potentially in jeopardy here. With Brady Lindsley coming off the bench, able to work a full count. This time he hits a looping liner into left field. That one's going to fall in front of left fielder Lewis for a base hit. Lewis fires it back in quickly to prevent Lindsley from getting a second, but as we said, after retiring 13 straight, Newtoff allows the first base runner of the inning here in the 6th. A leadoff single by Brady Lindsley. That'll bring up Steele Walker now. Walker, the left-handed hitting right fielder, or rather, we're going to have another pinch hitter here. Another freshman coming in, and Jeremiah Adams. Adams, a big right-handed hitting batter. Oklahoma emptying the bench here, trying to get some of those young guys some experience. Adams fouls that one back over the press box here and out of play, 0-1. Adams has played in 6 games, yet to start one. He's only had 4 at-bats on the season, but recorded hits in 3 of them. So he's got a .750 on-base percentage, and one of those hits was a home run. And a big swing and a miss there on the 0-1 pitch sets him down in the count to 0-2. He also has himself 4 RBIs on the year. The 0-2 pitch to him here. Big swing and a miss there for strike 3. That's Newtoff's 6th strikeout of the day. And we'll see if that brings up the first baseman, Austin O'Brien. And it will indeed be Austin O'Brien, so the first player here not to be a pinch hitter. He'll get his 3rd look at Newtoff. Runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch here misses low for a ball, the breaking ball. Counts 1-0. O'Brien 1 for 2 on the day against Newtoff. RBI single back in the first and struck out in the third. 1-0 pitch here. Breaking ball this time in there for a strike. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian, the big, powerful right-handed hitter, swings at that one, puts a powerful swing on that, but that one's fouled straight back to the screen. Count is now 1-2 on the Oklahoma first baseman. So Newtoff, despite giving up that leadoff single, retired the pinch hitter Adams on 3 pitches, and now is ahead in the count on O'Brien. 1-2. This one is in the dirt. Wenson blocks it, skips away from him, but just far enough where Lindsay is able to slide into second without a throw. I'll probably go down as a wild pitch there. Not exactly a bad pitch. Almost got O'Brien to chase. But there is a runner in scoring position now at second, with 1 down and count 2-2 on O'Brien. Newtoff comes set for the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. O'Brien keeps his hands back just enough to bounce one to short. Berdar fields, throws over to first to record the out. Lindsley able to move up to third on the play on that high chopper. But there are 2 outs now in the inning. And we're going to get another pinch hitter, it looks like. This one will be Lauren Archibald.
For Oklahoma, number 21, Lauren Archibald.
Archibald, a junior, replacing the designated hitter Briley Ware. Archibald, he takes the first pitch there from Newtoff for a strike, 0-1. On the season, he's played in 11 games and started 2 of them. In 12 at-bats, he only got 2 hits, so his average sits at 167. Has driven in 3 runs, though, in those 12 at-bats. He takes the 0-1 pitch high here from Newtoff. Count now evened up at 1-1. So far, we saw Renee Martinez, the senior catcher, replaced. That pitch is in there for a strike to Archibald, 1-2. Steele Walker, the sophomore right fielder, replaced. And Briley Ware, the sophomore designated hitter, replaced. All in this inning alone. The 1-2 pitch now to Archibald. Bounced high towards third. Lebauer makes the play. Strong throw to first. Got him by half a step. That was an extremely high chopper. It hopped high enough to be confused for a low fly ball or a low pop-up. And Lugbauer had to wait underneath it for a second. By the time he got it, he made a quick exchange and a strong throw over to first to retire the side. And so after 5 1/2 here, Newtoff gives up a single that inning. But the runner does not score. The score remains 14-3 in favor of Michigan over the Oklahoma Sooners. You are listening to WCBN's broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast for the team. Here's Oklahoma will be going to their 4th pitcher of the day. Get that number for you in just a second when we figure out who that is. So far, it really hasn't mattered who's on the mound against this Wolverine offense today. Putting up 14 runs. And putting up some numbers against all 3 pitchers. It will be the freshman right-hander Braden Miner coming in to pitch for Oklahoma. Miner, so far on the year, only made 3 appearances. His ERA sits at 13.50. That is only in 2 innings of work. In those 2 innings, he is yet to strike out a batter, but has walked 4. Opponents hitting 143 against him. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategy is here from Oklahoma. Do they want Minor to just go right after these hitters and potentially allow Michigan to put up even more offense and get some momentum coming into the next game, or going to send him out there just to do his thing? We're going to get a pinch hitter here. Instead of designated hitter Nick Poirier, we're going to get Dominic Clementi replacing him, the freshman outfielder. So a fresh matchup here with Minor on the mound and Clementi at the plate. The first pitch is low for a ball. Count is 1-0. Clementi so far on the season, he has 16 at-bats and 7 hits, so he's a .438 average. The 1-0 pitch to him is line into left field. Is that one going to get down? It will hang up for the left fielder, Dorenzo. So a well-struck ball there by Clementi, but going to have a line out and 0 for 1 in the books to show for it.
Right fielder, number 2, Jonathan Engelman.
That will bring up Jonathan Engelman. So not being pinch hit for here. We saw Oklahoma empty their bench a little bit, try to get some more players some action. In the top half of the 6th inning, Michigan getting Dominic Clementi in there for Nick Poirier in the bottom half. But Engelman will have a chance to record his first hit of the day, the only Wolverine in the starting lineup yet to do so far. He's 0 for 3. Takes the first pitch here, low and away for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, Engelman has grounded out to short, fouled out to first, and then hit a little looping pop-up to the shortstop as well. A big swing and a miss here on the 1-0 pitch, even its count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Engelman had himself quite the weekend a couple weeks ago against Penn State, but since then has really struggled. Average tipped down all the way to 291 with today's 0 for 3 day. The 1-1 pitch, this one is bounced high towards shortstop Zaragoza. Makes a barehanded stab, throws to first, in time by half a step. What a play by the shortstop Zaragoza. He was charging in and on the hop, reached out with the bare hand, stabbed it. Not an easy play with the ball moving that hard. And made a strike over to first base to retire Engelman. So Engelman cannot catch a break there. He's now 0 for 4 on the day. Cannot say enough of that play by Zaragoza though. Wow. It was Andrelton Simmons-like. Now Harrison Wenson will step in with 2 outs, and he fouls this off-speed pitch back behind the plate. 0-1. The play was bang over that first base with a 14-3 game, and a play like that, you cannot imagine first base umpire Pete Peterson was going to call him safe. As the second pitch to Wenson bounces in the dirt. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just amazing. The crowd, even the home fans, still buzzing after that play. 1-1 pitch to Wenson. Misses low and away for a ball, 2-1. Wenson so far on the day 1 for 3. Had a single, scored a run back in the second. Had that lengthy 13 pitch at bat in the third and popped out in the fourth. This one is fouled straight back to the screen to even the count up at 2-2. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs. Wolverines leading by a score of 14-3 over Oklahoma. The 2-2 pitch to Wenson. Swung at and missed on a ball low and away in the dirt. A bad chase there by Wenson. And the very first 1-2-3 inning for Oklahoma pitching today goes down in the books in the 6th here. After 6, as I just mentioned, Michigan leading Oklahoma by a score of 14-3 at Ray Fisher Stadium. You're listening to WCBN Sports, the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball. We'll see if Newtoff trots back out to begin this 7th inning. He's at 95 pitched on the day. And it appears his day is indeed done. So after a rough first inning, a great recovery by Ryan Newtoff, his final line ends up looking like this. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits. He allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He struck out 6 and walked 1. So a great job there by Ryan Newtoff, and he will turn the ball over to what appears to be senior right-handed pitcher
Now playing second base,
Keith Lehman.
Number 32, Joe Pace. Now on the mound for the Wolverines.
So we've got ourselves
13,
a defensive
Lehman.
substitution as well. It'll be Keith Lehman coming in to pitch. Also at second base, you may have just heard announced, is number 32, Joe Pace, replacing Akeo Thomas. So the new pitcher, Keith Lehman, on the mound for the Wolverines, the senior right-hander. Currently has appeared in 4 games. In those 4 games, he has yet to allow a run. So his ERA sits at a sparkling 0.00. In 3 1/3 innings, he's only given up 1 hit. He struck out 4 and walked 3. Opponent's hitting .091 against him. We'll see how long head coach Eric Backich is planning on riding him for today. Up 14-3. Does look like there's some action in the Wolverine bullpen. A couple other pitchers, double barrel action looks like. In case Lehman gets into trouble, or we'll see if head coach Eric Backich maybe playing a little bit of mix and match. Trying to get some favorable matchups here. Doesn't appear to be the case though, as the leadoff hitter is a lefty. It's Cade Harris, the third baseman, to face the right-hander Lehman. Harris so far 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out to first in the 4th and walked all the way back in the 1st inning. First pitch from Lehman is bounced. Lehman's going to move over towards the first base line to field it himself and shovel underhanded to Bivens. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Lehman here in the top of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Dominic Dorenzo, the left fielder for Oklahoma. Dorenzo so far on the day 0 for 2. He has 2 strikeouts, 1 of the swinging and 1 of the looking variety. Trying to avoid the hat trick here. First pitch he sees from Lehman is swung at. Big swing there and a miss. 0-1. Lehman working from the windup. Ready for the 0-1 pitch. This one bounced in there for a ball. Breaking ball bounced in there. Going to even the count up at 1-1. Lehman working relatively quickly, not quite as quick as Newtoff here, and this 1-1 pitch is hit foul and bounced over onto that concourse between the Wolverine dugout and the bullpen. Got to bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on the left fielder Dorenzo. 1-2 pitch from Lehman. Caught looking for strike 3. So Dorenzo does complete the hat trick, and Lehman records his first strikeout of the day. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
Shortstop number 4, Brandon Zaragoza.
That'll bring up Brandon Zaragoza, the shortstop for the Sooners. Also currently sitting on an 0 for 2 day. He grounded out to third back in the 2nd and lined out to right field back in the 5th. Looking to perhaps have a little better luck here against the reliever Lehman. First pitch he sees from Lehman is in there for a strike. 0-1. So Lehman coming in, pounding the strike zone here with a big lead behind him. His 0-1 pitch. Hit high and foul down the right field line. That's going to get out of play into the parking lot. It bring the count to 0-2. So Lehman with 7 pitches thrown, 6 of them strikes so far. He is ready for the 0-2 pitch to Zaragoza. This one is hit on the ground towards second. It's Pace to make the play. He throws over to Bivens at first to retire the side. So another 1-2-3 inning reported by Wolverine pitching. This time by Keith Lehman. And after 6.5, Michigan leads Oklahoma 14-3, just in time for the 7th inning stretch.
Now join us in the time-honored tradition of singing "Take Up to the Ball Game."
After being serenaded there by the Ray Fisher Stadium crowd, a very healthy crowd coming out today on a beautiful Ann Arbor day. Mentioned near the beginning of the broadcast, the clouds had started to come over as the sun began to set in the sky, but really opening up now as that sun is shining down from over the right field corner. Still a bit of cloud cover, but just a overall beautiful day here, as we've had the last couple weekends here in Ann Arbor for some baseball. It's really been just a great time here, coming out to Ray Fisher Stadium, enjoying the weather, watching some great baseball, which is definitely what the Wolverine offense qualifies as today. Joe Pace going to step in for his first at bat. He lines one over to the third baseman Harris, who makes the grab. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That will bring up the center fielder, Johnny Slater.
From center fielder, Johnny Slater.
Didn't really get a chance to talk about Joe Pace. Give him his due here on the broadcast. Joe Pace, he is in his 8th game of the year. Only has 5 at-bats. He only has the 1 hit, but it was a big fly, a home run. Johnny Slater stands in there, takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1. Slater getting his first look at the right-handed pitching minor. That pitch misses low and away for a ball. He misses the count off that 1 ball, 1 strike. Slater, his last at-bat, hit that long home run to right center. His 2nd hit of the day as he stands at 2 for 3. Also got on with a walk. Swings and misses at that one. Bring the count to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Slater. This one is tapped down the right field line and foul. Kept hooking more and more foul there, and Slater stays alive at 1-2. Slater scored 3 runs so far on the day, boosting his total up to 31 runs scored. He takes this pitch in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Also has himself 3 RBI, or rather, has himself those 2 RBIs and that 2-run homer back in the 5th. Boosts his season total there up to 30. And he hits this one high in the air to the left side. Zaragoza ranging out at from a shortstop position to make the grab in the outfield turf for out number 2. That will bring up the shortstop, Michael Berdar. Berdar so far on the day 2 for 4. And a single and a double to his credit. 3 RBIs to bring his season total up to 25. He'll step in for his first look at Minor, who has come in and retired the first 5 batters he's faced. Berdar takes the first pitch on the inside part of the plate for a strike, 0-1. you notice something with Bernard, not afraid to take that first pitch strike. It's not exactly where he wants it. That one definitely was not where he wanted it. He had to lean out of the way there. Count is now 1-1. With a hitter like Bernard, who doesn't strike out much, only 12 strikeouts on the entire season, has confidence when he gets down in the count that he can come back. As he grounds from the third baseman Harris Fields throws over to first to record the out. So another 1-2-3 inning recorded here by Braden Miner. And we're through 7 at Ray Fisher Stadium. Michigan hanging on to a 14-3 lead over Oklahoma. You're listening to WCBN Sports Broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official student radio broadcast of Michigan Baseball. And at first glance, it looks like Keith Lehman will resume his time on the mound, and no, he actually will not. So Lehman comes in, records that 1-2-3 inning. This time he turns it over to the right-handed pitching sophomore, Troy Miller. Miller so far on the year has appeared in 4 games. His ERA sits at .360. In 5 innings of work, he struck out 2 and walked 7. Opponents only hitting .188 against him, though. So evident the walks his Achilles heel. Luckily for him, today, coming in with such a big lead, he should have no problem in just pounding the strike zone. That's got to be the game plan at this point. The first batters he faces will be the top of the order in Ben Hollis and Jack Flansburgh. And then presumably he will face Brady Lindsley.
Number 5, Christian Bullock.
As we have another.
Number 15, Jimmy Kerr.
We do have a couple of other replacements for you.
Number 35,
You may have heard over in left field replacing Miles Lewis is number 5, Kyle Mendenhall, or rather, number 5, Christian Bullock. And over at first base, replacing Jake Bivens, is Jimmy Kerr. So both teams emptying their benches here, getting some guys some playing time. What could potentially be some valuable playing time down the stretch should an injury occur. And speaking of occur, the Kerr playing first base, Jimmy Kerr, is playing in his 17th game of the year. Christian Bullock seeing action in his 7th. And as we mentioned, it will be Troy Miller on the mound for the Wolverines here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Leading on the top of the 8th inning for Oklahoma, the center fielder, Ben Hollis.
Miller will face Hollis start the inning. Hollis, the center fielder, 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out back in the first and has since hit a couple of hard balls into the gloves of Wolverine fielders. Back in the second, he lined out to first base, and in the 5th, lined out to the center fielder, Slater. This time, he takes the first pitch he sees from Miller for a strike, 0-1. Miller takes a deep breath on the mound and fires the 0-1 pitch. Misses low for a ball, he evens the count up at 1-1. Miller gets his sign, also works out of the windup as we saw Lehman do. This one is lined towards center field. This one is going to get down in front of Slater. As that one was off the end of the bat of Hollis, so perhaps his softest hit ball of the day is one that falls in for a hit. That's just baseball for you, folks. And Ben Hollis on base to start the 8th here with a leadoff single, bringing up the second baseman, Jack Flansburgh. Or rather, we have yet another pinch hitter. It'll be number 11, Thomas Hughes, replacing Jack Lansburg. First pitch Hughes sees in there for a strike from Miller, 0-1. Hughes seeing action in his 9th game of the season. This is only his 10th at bat, yet to record a hit on the year. The 0-1 pitch, right off of Hughes. Hopefully that caught off that elbow pad. It sounded like it did. So he'll trot down to first base. Looks all right out there. Hopefully it did bounce off the elbow pad because that made a nasty sound when it flunked him. So that will bring up the new catcher, Brady Lindsley, in his second at-bat of the day. He singled back off of Newtoff in the 6th, broke off Newtoff's 13-in-a-row retired streak. First pitch, Lindsley sees from Miller is high for a ball, 1-0. Here's some encouraging words being shouted from the Wolverine faithful to the pitcher, Troy Miller. Miller takes his time, gets his sign, and comes set. Pitch in there for a strike. Counts now 1-1 on the catcher, Lindsley. Lindsley with that single. Now 14 for 48 on the year, a 292 average. Very volatile though with so little at-bats. This one is fouled straight back to the screen. Gotta bring the count to 1-2. And Lindsley, just a freshman out there, hits from that left-handed side. From Keller, Texas is Lindsley. Sending in there with the bat on his left shoulder. Awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Miller. This one bounces well in front of the plate. A nice stop there by the new catcher. That's Keener back there. Missed that change myself. Brock Keener now behind the plate. Made a nice stop there to prevent the runners from moving up. Count now 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Miller. This one was hit high in the air. This one's going to get over the seats here by a couple of feet and out of play. Count's going to remain 2-2. As you hear some excited young fans hoping to get themselves a souvenir. We wait another 2-2 pitch here from Miller to Lindsley. This one bounces off of the foot of Lindsley. So another hit batsman here. Loads the bases with nobody out for Jeremiah Adams.
The right fielder, Jeremiah Adams.
Adams replaced the right fielder Steele Walker back in the 6th inning. Struck out in his only at-bat of the day on 3 pitches. That's a chance to do some damage here. At the top of the 8th inning, bases loaded, nobody out. Troy Miller working himself into trouble. We'll see if he can work himself out of some trouble here and preserve the 11-run lead Michigan currently holds on to. First pitch to Adams. Just low for a ball, 1-0. Adams with that strikeout earlier, his first strikeout of the season. No longer batting a .750, but still batting .600 on the year, 3 for 5. The 1-0 pitch here is bounced foul into the Wolverine dugout. Gonna even the count up at 1-1. So it's Hollis over at third, Hughes at second, and Lindsley at first. All ready to be on the move should Adams find a hole here. 1-1 pitch. Misses high for a ball, 2-1. Miller hadn't really been missing wildly until a couple of pitches that bounced in front of the plate to Lindsley, and now missing high here to Adams. 2-1 pitch. Just catches the inside corner for a strike. He was caught up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miller looks in for the sign. Gets it, comes set for the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. This one sent high in the air down the left field line and out of play. When I say high in the air, I mean high in the air. Well out of play. Just now came down, for reference there. Came down in the Wolverine bullpen. Count's going to remain 2-2 on Adams. I don't know if we've seen a ball hit that high today. Wenson came close when he put one foul onto the roof of Yost Ice Arena. Here's another 2-2 pitch. Tried to get Adams to chase. He did not go around. And the count now is run full, 3-2. Miller bounced that breaking ball in the dirt. Adams thought about it, went maybe a third of the way around on a swing. But there's a correct call made by first base umpire Pete Peterson here to say he did not go around. Here is the payoff pitch from Miller to Adams. Grounded, just fouled down the third base line. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Miller really having a workout there. Yet to record an out, already the bases loaded. And a 3-2 count on Jeremiah Adams. Another payoff pitch. Grounded towards third. Lebauer throws over to second for one. The relay throw in time. Double play. 5-4-3 double play. The run scores. But there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning for Austin O'Brien. A nice around the horn double play there. Started by Lebauer. Didn't really have to move from where he was standing. Picked it up, fired over to second. Joe Pace with a nice turn on the bag. Fired over to Kerr at first for the 5-4-3 double play. This will be Austin O'Brien at the plate now with a runner on third and 2 gone. He takes this first pitch low and away from Miller for a ball, 1-0. And Adams does not get credit for the RBI on the double play ball. If he would have beaten out the relay throw, would have gotten credit for the RBI. One of the quirks of baseball. 1-0 pitch. Missed high. O'Brien started to swing and held up. Count's going to be 2-0. On the right-handed hitting first baseman for Oklahoma. This one is tapped foul behind the plate and off the netting. Gonna bring the count to 2-1. O'Brien definitely an intimidating presence in that right-handed batter's box. Listed at 6'3", 200 out of Owasso, Oklahoma. Looks even bigger when he stands in there, stands upright in his stance. Looks very powerful with the right knee barely bent. He takes this pitch on the inside corner for a strike to even the count up at 2-2. So Miller, after working himself into a bases loaded jam, the chance to get out of it here, only allowing 1. He comes set, and the 2-2 pitch to O'Brien. Bounced in the dirt for a ball, 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs, but the runner is on third, so not moving with the pitch is Hughes. Ryan, meanwhile, looking to tack on his second RBI of the ball game, get an RBI single back in the first. That one is caught, looking for strike 3. Austin O'Brien set down on strikes. Miller records his first strikeout of the day and gets out of it, only allowing 1. After 7.5 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score is Michigan 14, Oklahoma 4. You are listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan Baseball, the official Michigan Baseball Student Radio broadcast. So coming up here in the 8th inning, as long as Drew Lebauer remains in the game, he will lead things off. He's still got a chance for that cycle. He's got a single, double, and a home run. See if head coach Eric Bakich lets him have a shot at it. It looks like he will as he strides out of the dugout. After him will be a couple of the replacements we saw in the field last inning with Chris Bullock and Jimmy Kerr. They will face Braden Miner, who has come in and set down all 6 Wolverine batters he's faced thus far when he came in the 6th inning. So as you mentioned, the 3rd game of the series coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So we got another looks like we're cycling through some more changes here. Over at first base, replacing O'Brien is number 29, Quinn Wahlberg. As Lugbauer strides to the plate, get you other defensive changes in just a second. Lugbauer stands into the first pitch. Breaking ball misses for a ball, 1-0. Yet to get the official changes here up in the box as the second pitch bounces in there. Lugbauer for a ball, 2-0. Oklahoma continuing to empty their bench. Right now shifting Lugbauer to pole. They've got the shortstop playing deep behind second base in the outfield grass. The second baseman playing deep in the outfield grass as well in right field. As this pitch misses just inside, it looked like maybe. Not really sure where that one missed, but it was a ball. It's 3-0. I imagine Lugbauer has the green light on 3-0 here. He just takes this one though high for a ball, and he walks on 4 pitches. He'll be on first to start the inning here in the 8th for the Wolverines. That will bring in Chris Bullock for his first at-bat of the day. Bullock so far on the season, only 4 at-bats yet to record a hit. He stands in there from the left side. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Other changes for you. In left field for Oklahoma, placing Dominic DiRenzo is, as this one is bounced to third. Go to second for 1, the relay throw not in time. So a fielder's choice there for Bullock. Lugbauer retired at second on the 5-4 putout. That'll bring up Jimmy Kerr. Kerr so far on the season in 40 at-bats. He's got 9 hits, batting .225. Does have himself a home run, a triple, and 3 doubles on the year. As that pitch catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Braden Miner always working out of the stretch. Works out of the stretch here with a runner on first, and that one misses low and away for a ball, 1-1. Anyways, other changes for you. Keone Givens coming in and playing left field, replacing Dominic DiRenzo for Oklahoma. Give him his shout out on the broadcast. As Jimmy Kerr fouls one towards the Wolverine dugout, 1-2. One and 2 the count on Jimmy Kerr, who came in to replace Bivens last inning in the field. This one misses high and away for a ball. Count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. As you hear some of the young fans a bit confused on exactly what color they're rooting for here, as that one's fouled into the Wolverine bullpen. Out of play. Count remains 2-2. As mentioned earlier, Wolverines wearing their maize uniforms today in the second game of the series. With those blue numbers. Kerr fouls one off at the plate. Count's going to remain 2-2. Should Kerr reach, it'll be Dominic Clementi getting his second at-bat of the game in that designated hitter spot. 2-2 pitch to Kerr. Misses outside for a ball. Runs the count full, 3-2. I say if he should reach, what I mean is if he does not bounce into a double play here, or hit into a double play in regular fashion. The payoff pitch to Kerr. It's hit high in the air on the infield. Catcher Lindsley moving over. It'll be the third baseman Harris calling him off and running from foul territory back into fair territory to make the grab and record the second out of the inning. So that will bring up the designated hitter, Dominic Clementi. Clementi with his second at-bat of the game after he placed Nick Boyer back in the sixth. He lined out to the left fielder in his first at-bat. At the time it was Dominic Dorenzo out there. So it was Dominic flying out to Dominic in Clementi's last at-bat. This time he lines one into right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Another hard struck ball by Clementi. As Bullock goes first to third on the play. And there are runners on the corners with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th for Michigan. And we're going to get another replacement here as Jonathan Engelman will leave the game in favor of George Hewitt. Hewitt seeing action for the 5th time this season. Has 4 at-bats, yet to record a hit. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Hewitt stays in there from that right-handed batter's box. Takes a pitch low and in for a ball, 1-1. Hewitt standing at 6'3", 195, lanky figure in that right-handed batter's box. The 1-1 pitch to him, taken outside for a ball, 2-1 is Minor. Spinning a breaking ball up there, trying to get Hewitt to chase one off the outside edge. The freshman did not bite. The 2-1 pitch. That one misses inside for a ball, 3-1, and Hewitt in the driver's seat now. Looking to record his first hit as a Wolverine as a redshirt freshman. The 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike, runs the count full to 3-2. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball catches Hewitt looking for strike 3. So Braden Minor gets himself in a little bit of trouble, but works out of it without allowing a run, despite a couple base runners stranded for Michigan. After 8 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Michigan holds on to a comfortable 14-4 lead and will look to put away the Oklahoma Sooners with 3 more outs here in the top of the 9th inning. And just a great showing for the Wolverines all across the board. Since that first inning, giving up 3, it was Ryan Newtoff just shutting down Oklahoma through the 6th. Since then, the Wolverine bullpen coming in, only allowing 1 run last inning. And we're going to get another pitching change for the Wolverines. It looks like it may be Grant Royce out there. It is indeed Grant Royce on the mound, number 42, the left-handed pitching junior, the first lefty we've seen today from either team. Royce on the year. He has made 5 appearances. In those 5 appearances, he holds a .491 ERA. In the 3 2/3 innings he's pitched, he's struck out 6, walked 4, and opponents are hitting .091 against it. part of a team shutout earlier in the year. He does have that on his resume as well. There will be no shutout here today, but he can close this one out for the Wolverines. It won't go down as a save. Of course, it'll be 10-run lead, but moving to head coach Eric Backich so that he can close out a game if needed will be the junior Royce. It will be Lauren Archibald, the designated hitter who replaced Riley Ware back in the 6th. He'll get his second at-bat of the day here in the 9th. And barring any more changes from Oklahoma, it will be Cade Harris and Keone Given following him. It's Royce now ready for the first pitch. He fires that one in there for a strike. 0-1. A lefty-lefty matchup here favoring Royce. It's Archibald. Left-handed hitter unlike his predecessor Ware. The 0-1 pitch. Bounces in the dirt for a ball. 1-1. So far, Brock Keener looking very solid behind the plate, stopping a lot of these balls that are bouncing well in front of the plate. Not exactly the easiest baseballs to stop. The 1-1 pitch here. In there for a called strike, 1-2. Archibald grounded out back in the 6th. Down 1-2 in the count here to Grant Royce. Royce gets his sign sets and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses just outside for a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2. Trying to get Archibald to chase perhaps. With that lefty on lefty breaking ball breaking off the outside corner. The 2-2 pitch now. This one is hit softly towards third. Lugbauer ranges over, makes the play to first in time to record the first out of the inning. So now one gone in the top of the 9th inning. That'll bring up Cade Harris. Cade Harris, the third baseman on the day. One of only a couple starters for Oklahoma to remain in for the entire ball game. He'll get a chance against the left-hander Royce. Potentially valuable for a young left-handed hitting sophomore in Harris. Royce comes set in the first pitch there for a strike. 0-1. Royce works solely out of the stretch, unlike the other Wolverine pitchers we've seen today. Has a bit of an awkward, like an odd leg and arm flip out in front of him before striding towards the plate. Firing one in there for strike 2. A little bit of added deception there makes him especially devastating against a lefty, such as Harris. The 0-2 pitch to Harris. Low and misses low and away for a ball, 1-2. Harris so far 0 for 2 on the day. Drew a walk all the way back in the first, but has since grounded out to third and the pitcher. Down on the count here, 1-2 to Royce. Pitch. Just off the outside corner for a ball, 2-2. Of course, after this one today, the third game of a 3-game series against Oklahoma is tomorrow for Michigan. The 2-2 pitch from Royce. Breaking ball misses high for a ball, 3-2. And after the series against Oklahoma wraps up, there will be a midweek game here at the Wilpon Complex against Michigan State. That's on Tuesday. Next weekend, back home again for a weekend series against the Indiana Hoosiers to wrap up the 18-game homestand. This 3-2 pitch is followed straight back to the screen, and Harris stays alive. Count remains full. For Oklahoma, that game tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. They have a midweek game at Dallas Baptist before returning home to them to face the Kansas Jayhawks coming into town. This 3-2 breaking ball misses low and away for ball 4. And Oklahoma has a runner on here in the top of the 9th inning with one gone. It will be the left fielder Keone Given with his first at-bat of the ball game. Given on the year 1 for 4 in some limited time. He swings and misses there at a fastball from Royce. Royce pumped that one in there at 90 miles an hour. 0-1. The one hit Givens does have on the air, though, is a double. The 1-0 pitch here, swung on and missed again. For strike 2, and now Givens going to have to do some work to dig out of a hole here against Grant Royce. Givens, the right-handed hitter, came in to replace Dominic Dorenzo in left field, and that one is called strike 3. So 2 outs here now in the top of the 9th inning. Oklahoma down to their final out. And it will be the shortstop, Brandon Zaragoza, stepping to the plate, representing the last hope for the Sooners. If Oklahoma wants to come back in this one, it's going to take a miracle of all miracles. Down 10 here in the 9th with 2 outs. The first pitch from Grant Royce to Zaragoza misses high and away for a ball. 1-0. Zaragoza, the right-handed hitting shortstop, 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to keep things alive here in the 9th for Oklahoma. Swings and misses at that one from Royce. That one pumped in there at 92. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. That is Cade Harris over at first base, not being held on. Wolverines playing straight up here against Zaragoza. That one is in there on the outside corner for a strike from Royce. And now Oklahoma down to their final strike. Zaragoza steps in the box. Royce puts his foot on the rubber, gets his sign from Keener. Comes set and the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. So Grant Royce comes in, shuts the door with a couple of strikeouts at the end. And Michigan wins this one by a final score of 14-4. Michigan just comes out dominant on both sides of the ball today. An excellent job seen here by this Michigan team. It'll be Ryan Newtoff who will get the win. Newtoff boosts his record up to 4-1 on the season. He went 6 innings today, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Struck out 6 but only walking 1. Taking the loss is the other starter, Nathan Wiles. Wiles' record will drop to 4-2 on the year. He only lasted 1 2/3 innings. He gave up 9 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. Walked 1 and did not strike out a batter. A notable offensive performance for you for Michigan was, of course, the big left-handed third baseman for the Wolverines, Drew Lugbauer. He was 3 for 4 with a single, a double, and a big 3-run home run. He had 4 RBIs on the day, up to 47 on the year now, as he was one of several offensive cogs for the Wolverines to help lead them to this dominant 14-4 outing. Your final line score before we let you go: Oklahoma had 4 runs on 5 hits, did not commit an error. Michigan 14 runs on 17 hits, and only 1 error committed. And that's your ball game, folks. It's 14-4 in favor of Michigan. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow. We'll have that here for you at 2 p.m. Eastern on WCBN Sports. But for now, I'm Austin Falco signing off. Thank you for listening today. Leave you with a good night and, of course, a Go Blue.